It's time for Tiger football on your hometown radio station, WPKY. Sponsors for tonight's broadcast include Echo Charlie's at Eddy Creek Marina, Caldwell Medical Center, Farmers Bank and Trust Company, Community Medical Clinic, McDonald's, First Southern National Bank, the Princeton Electric Plant Board, Fredonia Valley Bank, Pennyrile Rural Electric, Planters Bank, Tri-Shoes Incorporated, Fortner Gas Company, AFC A&W, Princeton Drug Company, Sanders Gathering, and the Woodall Agency. Now let's go to the field with Dennis Stevens and Bob Hayes to bring the live broadcast of Tiger football here on your hometown radio station, WPKY, the Tiger.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the friendly confines of Tiger Stadium. Finally, Bob, it seems like, as tonight Caldwell County Tigers will take on the Fort Campbell Falcons. Welcome to the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. Dennis Stevens along with Bob Hayes, Ty Englebright here at the field, and Darren Lewis back at the station tonight. And Bob, it's good to be back, and according to the calendar, if we keep winning out, we won't leave Tiger Stadium again until December the 1st.
And that is certainly our goal, Dennis, is to make that trip to Kroger Field in Lexington. And we've got this last district game tonight. We have an off Friday night, next Friday night. Then we close the campaign with Mayfield. And from that point, it's playoff time in Mayfield. Always a good test for us at the end of the season. Hopefully we can come out of that game pretty well not injured as players go, but it is a great tune-up for us, and we're here. The season's just about over with.
And this is the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. It's brought to you by Javen McGregor. McGregor Group can take care of all of your heating and air needs, including installations for new construction, replacements, repairs, and maintenance. They offer high-quality products, and they have a highly qualified staff to get the job done right the very first time. You can visit them at 950 Varmint Trace Road or call Javen at 270-896-5044. That's the McGregor Group in Princeton, and this is the McGregor Heating and Air pregame show. And Bob, they've got a thing on Twitter, a hashtag, Great Day to Be a Tiger. It's a great time to be a Tiger. Tonight there's a lot of things that we're going to try to cover in this pregame show. One, Coach Barnes tonight goes for his 100th win. You've got Hunter Van Hoosier, 14 tackles from breaking the all-time record held currently by Trevor Davis with 389 tackles. You've got Caldwell on a 7-game winning streak, trying to make it 8, and also going for their 23rd straight district win. So a lot of things on the line tonight. That's how it's good to be a football Tiger, but you got to look at some other things. Hometown Emma Talley, we want to tell her congratulations right now from the whole crew and everybody back home. Emma came in second in the season-ending tournament on the Symetra Tour, clinched her LPGA Tour card by finishing 9th overall in the Symetra Tour. So congratulations to Emma. She'll be with the Major League next year. And then the Caldwell County Lady Tigers won the 7th District Soccer Tournament last night, so they're going to the regional tournament next week as a district champion, and they drew a great draw. So a lot of good things happening for the blue and gold.
Exactly, Dennis. And also we want to add our congratulations to the volleyball team, right, making a strong run through the district and into the regional tournament next week. And also just a little comment on Emma. Emma goes into the last tournament of the season in 10th place. The 10 top finishers get their LPGA card. And this is something that I've noticed about Emma, that when the going gets tough, her game really picks up. You just don't win an NCAA single season individual trophy or the women's amateur and collapse on the last day of the tournament. And in this case, she finished second in the tournament last weekend, easily gaining her card. And we look forward just to, it takes a lot of pressure off of her. And then she can go out and play golf next year and see what really can happen for us. So we're proud of Emma, a hometown girl. Also our soccer team, our ladies soccer team into the regional with a great draw. Our boys soccer team into the regional as a runner-up. And again, you never know when that game starts, you're as good as they are, and if you can get a goal or two ahead, some teams pack it in, so to speak. So
absolutely,
a great time to be a Tiger. Basketball season coming up, and then past that would be baseball, and we've had some outstanding baseball teams here over the last 5 or 6 years. So the sports program here at Caldwell County and the tennis team been on a roll the last 4 or 5 years. It's great to be a Tiger.
And a lot of good things going on. We're going to try to cover a lot of that in the pregame show. We're also going to break this game down tonight between Caldwell County and Fort Campbell as Caldwell County tries to close out the undefeated district slate again this season. We'll talk about all of that. A couple of injuries on defense. We got a 10-2 tonight. So we'll touch on all that. We're about 18 and a half minutes away from kickoff. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY. This is the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. Back in 2 minutes.
Caldwell Medical Center Swing Bed Program is the answer you are looking for. Caldwell Medical Center Swing Bed Program can help patients that are recovering from stroke, joint repair replacement, IV therapy, post-hospitalization pain management, wound or major surgery, acute physical or occupational therapy. Call 270-365-0300 to see if Caldwell Medical Center Swing Bed Program is right for you. Caldwell Medical Center, located 100 Medical Center Drive in Princeton.
Here at McGregor Group Heating and Air, we are so proud to be a part of this community. We want to thank you for the opportunity to serve you for all of your heating and air needs. McGregor Group Heating and Air specializes in residential, new construction, and light commercial installations. Also everything most makes and models. We offer fast service with polite and friendly staff. We provide our customers with a peace of mind by offering the best warranties in the industry, along with high-quality products. McGregor Group Heating and Air is located at 960 Varmint Trace here in Princeton. Give us a call today at 270-896-5044. We're the company that you can take comfort in.
Have you been a victim of debit or credit card fraud? Farmers Bank and Trust can help lessen your risk of getting taken advantage of. As our customer, you have exclusive access to a security feature in our app that will allow you to turn your debit card off while you're not using it, then turn it on instantly when you need to use it. Keep your information safe. Log into our free app to use this feature, increasing the security of your information right now. Not a Farmers Bank customer? Come down. Let us set up your account and start protecting you from potential fraud opportunities. This is not a guarantee that your information will not be compromised. This is an increased security measure. Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Hello, this is Keisha Foster, CEO for Community Medical Clinic, located at 310 Hawthorne Street in Princeton. Community Medical Clinic's goal is to provide access to excellent health care services that are both convenient and affordable. Community Medical Clinic is taking new patients every day, and walk-ins are welcome. The clinic is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. to serve you and your family members of all ages. Patients are welcome with all insurances or with no insurance. Not able to come into the Princeton location? Then we have 2 other clinics. Our new downtown location in Hopkinsville at 1102 South Virginia Street and Fort Campbell Boulevard in Oak Grove. Community Medical Clinic, providing health care services at your convenience at no extra cost.
And welcome back to Tiger Stadium. This is the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. Bob, we talked about a lot of things going on as far as Caldwell County sports. Tonight, the main attraction is Caldwell County and Fort Campbell as we start what's hopefully a long homestand here. Caldwell County comes in at 7-1 on the season, reeling off 7 straight wins after that disappointing loss against Christian County to open the season. And Fort Campbell comes in at 2-5 on the season. They started out with a big win over Marshall County that kind of raised the eyebrows of a lot of people when they were reading the scores on Saturday morning. Since then, only 1 win as they've dropped some recently close games, lost by 7 on a late kickoff return by Trigg County, and then kind of had Union County on the ropes a little bit about a week ago. And so it's not a team we can come out and sleepwalk through tonight.
Well, we cannot do that. And last Friday night at Union County jumps out to a pretty good sized lead. Fort Campbell comes back and takes that lead, but then late in the game, Union County scores to win the football game. But you never take any of these teams lightly. This could be their season, as we say. They've got nothing to play for. It looks like they're going to, if they win tonight, it's going to be a dogfight to see who gets that 4th district spot, probably Fort Campbell, since they would have defeated Caldwell. But we're not going to let that happen. We're going to go ahead and take care of business as Coach Barnes is want to say that why be satisfied with 3-1? Let's go 4-0. But the Tigers, with the Hall of Fame game coming on tonight, we've got people being inducted, enshrined into the Caldwell County Football Hall of Fame tonight. So that brings a little bit of extra attention to these young men playing the game, and through the history of Butler High School and Caldwell County High School, a lot of outstanding football players have come through the system, and they certainly don't want to be embarrassed tonight, and I'm sure they won't be.
Yeah, we'll give that complete list at halftime tonight as we'll go over the incoming members of the Hall of Fame tonight, including Todd Griffith. I lost his name there for a second. Todd Griffith, who has a great new show with Ty on WPKY on Thursday morning called The Sideline Report. And from everything that I hear from anybody, just rave reviews so far about that program on the air on Thursday mornings.
I think anything that you get on the radio in Princeton that can be heard about Caldwell County sports is well listened to. And the DT Gator show on Friday mornings, the Ty and Todd show on Thursday, is always going to be listened to, because you might actually learn something. You just never know, but you'll be entertained for sure if you're listening on Friday. That's entertainment galore there.
Just under 13 minutes away from kickoff here, Bob. Let's go ahead and start breaking down this game a little bit. When you look at Caldwell County, the offense is really starting to click. About 2 or 3 games ago, it seemed like late in the half of one of those games in that stretch, everything started to click. Joby started to understand the offense a little bit better. The receivers' routes have gotten better all year. The improvement by some of the receivers, we're going to talk about the receivers a lot tonight. The likes of Oliver Parker, who is really coming on strong, over 500 yards this season receiving. But Joby Jaggers has become a kind of rock steady back there. He's hovering 67, 68, 69% on the season, and throwing comes into tonight just a hair over 68%.
The thing that stands out in my mind, Dennis, about the progression of Joby is also the progression of the offensive line. And Joby has this 68% throwing percentage completion against some pretty good football teams. We're not playing people that were favored by 40 points each week. We're playing the Tillmans of the world, the Christian counties, the Hopkinsvilles, and teams have gotten better in our district, notably Union County and Tillman. It was a dogfight up here at the Tiger Stadium when we played Tillman. Again, Joby's maturing as a high school quarterback. Glad it's his junior year. We've got another year for him to really take his skill level to a whole different level. And receivers, we've got kids that can catch the ball and kids that know what to do with the ball when they catch it. I know Coach Barnes is always bragging on as far as Oliver's ability to catch the ball, and also Travis Newsom's ability to catch the ball and get upfield. And those are skills. And then we have the Riley boys that we can throw too, Trail and Jameer. We probably might have some moving around tonight with Jameer normally been at halfback the last 3 games. May spread out and play a wing position tonight on offense. So we're not real sure what we might have as far as the running back tonight.
And we have Megan Woods doing the national anthem live here, so we're going to stand and let her take the controls here for the anthem. And back live here on the pregame show. Great job by Megan Woods with the national anthem tonight, live here at Tiger Stadium. Great job by that. It's Ty, that's one of those that'll give you the chills coming down your spine when somebody performs it like that. So a wonderful job there as we tick down to just over 8 minutes before we kick this one off. And my partner's about back over here ready for this one. And Bob, you and I have talked before, especially during basketball season. We love going to the schools where they have a live singer. It doesn't get much better than what happened here tonight at Tiger Stadium.
No, you can feel the goosebumps.
Absolutely.
Just checking my arms and back out here. Megan Roberts, now Megan Woods, teacher in the ag department here at Caldwell County High School. Tremendous rendition of the national anthem.
Before we stopped for that, we were talking about the offense a little bit. You were talking about the receivers and the growth of the offensive line, the steadiness of Joby Jaggers. We really don't expect a lot different tonight out of that bunch. Ben Holt still out this week. We'll have, let's see who filled in last week. Mostly it was, I think Cameron Traylor's going to see some time tonight, maybe Gabe East also in that spot. So you don't really expect a lot to change tonight against Fort Campbell.
No, again, we've also been building depth the last 3 or 4 weeks with some of our injuries. We're getting kids that have not played. We had a JV game this past Monday night, our last JV game at Trigg County. Katie's, the kids won handily in that one, 30-some-odd to 6. And so our kids, our sophomores and freshmen, are getting those kinds of minutes in the JV game, and some of them are stepping into the varsity action and playing well. So with the injuries that we've had, it looks like Dylan Cavanaugh definitely is out for the rest of the year, and hoping he did have an ACL tear that he can rehab himself back into form next year for his senior year. And we also have Russ Bashir nursing an ankle. If he had to play, probably could have tonight, but with an open week next week, we're going to let him rest and get that ankle strong for the postseason play. But we've got Mac Engelbright moving into that outside backer position. So we've got, we can also move Caleb Burton out there, move Mac inside. So we've got some potential that we can do on that.
And I do want to mention this is the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. McGregor Group Heating and Air can take care of all of your heating needs, including installations for new construction, repairs, replacements, and maintenance. And they offer high-quality products and have a highly qualified staff to get the job done right the first time. If you need some work on your heating and air system, call Javen McGregor tomorrow at 270-896-5044. He'll get the job done right for you the first time. That's the McGregor Group in Princeton, and they are the sponsors of this season's pregame show. Bob, the captains are coming out right now. Let's go ahead and listen, or let's go ahead and list some of the things defensively. You started on a little bit there before we mentioned the McGregor Group, but the defense has some holes to fill tonight, but they've got some quality backups.
We have quality backups, as we mentioned. We can move linebackers around. Mac Engelbright will be getting the start on the edge tonight in place of Russ Bashir. If necessary, Russ probably could play tonight, but there's no use in risking further ankle injury there. Caleb Burton could move outside. Mac move back inside. Max even has some snaps this year at nose guard. And stepping in for Dylan Cavanaugh will be Cameron Baker, who played well last week when he entered the game in Katie's against Trigg County, and he's playing well and had a lot of JV experience on top of his varsity experience. So we've got kids that can step in there and not miss a beat. Again, our strength is our defense, and our front four, front three, and our backers have played well this year. Trigg County, looking at the stats last week, had only about 8 plays over 20 yards, and if you took those 8 plays and that yardage out, they were a negative 20 yards or so for the rest of their plays all night long. Our kids get after you. So it's Fort Campbell can't be overlooked, of course, and they've got speed. Coach Barnes is always impressed with the speed of Fort Campbell, and they've got kids that will rush hard on defense. They've got they've got pretty good size at quarterback, pretty good size at running back. And if we could stop those kids, slow them down, they're going to have a hard, long night.
Bob, one thing about this game that I think Coach Barnes wants to see tonight is a lot better, and I won't say just a lot better focus than what we took the field with last week against Trigg County. It's a kind of a weird week with fall break going on. He said it disrupted his schedule a little bit, but I think he's really looking at the kids to come out tonight to be a lot more ready to play than they were at Katie's a week ago.
Well, and we talked about that on the radio show. I thought the kids were ready to play, and what happened in that game, we had 15 or 16 penalties. Trigg had about 10 penalties. There was an incident in the third quarter where a member of the chain crew got thrown out of the game. So all that slows down a game. And when you look at what Trigg did offensively, only a net of about 120 yards total offense. We could have scored late in the first half with 1 second to go in halftime and gone up big in that game, but we didn't. So as he looked at it on film, we didn't really have a lot of breakdowns. We just made penalty at crucial times, and we're some mistakes that definitely we need to correct.
As the captain's out, I'll let you check that out. Usually right this time we have our prayer, so we'll do that tonight. Heavenly Father, thank you for tonight and for everybody being able to gather for tonight's game. We ask your blessing on the preparation of all of these kids this week in getting ready for this football game, whether it's managers, cheerleaders, band members, or these football players. We just ask that you bless their efforts and protect them through tonight's contest, that they'll be able to start again on Monday to get ready for next week and the weeks ahead. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
And the coin toss is over. Fort Campbell wins the toss, and we'll defer to the second half. Caldwell County will receive the ball down here to our left toward the highway. And we're just about set here. We're about 1:23 seconds away from kickoff. The Tigers are assembling under their blown-up tent that they race through to start as they come onto the field. Fort Campbell just now making their way out of the dressing room, heading to the field. So, Dennis, if we take care of business tonight on defense, I look for our offense not to miss a hitch.
And that's going to do it for tonight's McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. As Bob said, we're just under a minute away from kickoff to this one, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to get this one underway. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Mobile Deposit is here. This is Mona Van Hoover with First Southern National Bank. And our new mobile app is loaded with extra features, including mobile deposit. Now you can use your smartphone's camera to deposit checks on the go. Just endorse, point, click, and send. Download our new mobile app and try it today. First Southern National Bank. Member FDIC.
Chances are you're on your way somewhere. And you're on your way somewhere at the same time the cafe is introducing a new menu of recrafted espresso drinks, including the iced caramel macchiato, sweet caramel, drizzled over smooth iced espresso. Now chances are you're on your way to McDonald's. Nothing comes before coffee. Get any small from our new line of recrafted espresso drinks. Cafe quality for just $2. A la carte only. Limited time only at participating McDonald's. Cannot be combined with any other offer or any combo meal.
And welcome back to Tiger Stadium. We're about to get this one underway. Both teams are on the sideline in their final huddle. Caldwell County will go out tonight in blue uniforms with gold pants. It'll be all white for Fort Campbell. Caldwell County ranks 6th in the state still this week. Kind of log jammed right there. As long as all the teams above them keep winning, you can look for that spot to remain steady at least up until playoff time.
And that's probably what we're faced with the rest of the year, because Corbin's ahead of us, E-Town's ahead of us, which we could be playing here in Princeton in about 3 weeks. But what we have to do now is take care of business and get ready for Mayfield. And before we turn the kickoff over to you, Dennis, I'd like to have a shout out here to Joe Gray and family vacationing this week in Sanibel, Florida. And also to one of my buddies, Chris Ramey, and a special shout out to you guys. So hope you're going to enjoy the game, and to take us through the first quarter, Teams are on the field for the kickoff. WPKY sportscaster Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Caldwell County will receive first tonight, and they will be going towards the cab end of the stadium here at Tiger Stadium. As we said, they are going to be at home all the way until December 1st should they keep winning. Of course, the playoffs start the first Friday of November, and we can host up to 4 home playoff games, so good things in store for the Tigers. This one's underway. The kickoff is going to be received by Jameer Riley. He bobbles it at the 8. He's back up across the 10. Now up to the 15, tries to turn outside, and shoestring tackle brings him down at the 15-yard line. So not great field position for Caldwell County, but they will come out for their first possession of the night from their own 15-yard line. Bob, I did not see a Lichtenhouse stat all week. Did you see anything on that?
No, and I didn't get the Tuesday Courier-Journal either, Dennis, so we don't know how they stack up. And on that kickoff, if Jameer gets past the kid that brought him down, he had the sideline, it looked to me, for the whole distance.
Caldwell County comes out in the spread. They've got 3 receivers to the left of Jaggers, 2 to the right. Jaggers quickly goes left, quick hitch to Jameer Riley, and it's complete up across the 15. We'll see where they'll spot this one up looks like about the 18-yard line. And it'll be second down for Caldwell County. Second down and 7. They'll give him a 3-yard gain. Handoff up the middle, over the 20, and it looked like Jameer again on the carry. Caldwell County quickly back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up third down. Ball spotted at the 21-yard line, so third down and 4 for the Tigers. First minute of action here at Tiger Stadium. Empty backfield for Jaggers. He drops back, gets a little pressure. He's going to scramble, try to pick it up on his own. Does. He goes to the sideline across the 30 and near the 35-yard line. That'll be a Little Caesars first down on the keeper by Joby Jaggers. They'll spot this one, Bob, I think at about the 34-yard line.
It's going to be a 13-yard run by Joby, really getting himself out of trouble on that play.
Now 4 receivers to the right. Quick screen out to Trail. He's complete, but takes a vicious hit right at the 30. It'll be a loss of 4 on the play. They set up the quick receiver screen on this side, but read nicely by Fort Campbell as they laid a smack on Trail right at the 30. Ball spotted there. It'll be second down and long for the Tigers as Jameer Riley's in the backfield with Jaggers. Jaggers drops back, gets some pressure, throws it in the vicinity of Jameer Riley, incomplete. And Fort Campbell really putting a lot of pressure early on Joby Jaggers. And the Tigers will get the play in from the outside. Looks like far side. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. You've got Jameer Riley in the backfield. Jaggers drops back again. He's got more time this time. Goes down the field. It's going to be incomplete. Looking for Oliver Parker, but well over his head. So that'll bring up fourth down and long for Caldwell County. They'll bring out the punt unit. Parker turned around looking like he may have been held on the route a little bit, but no call on the play. So it'll be fourth down for the Tigers. Snap is back, kick is up, had a little bit of pressure. It's going to hit at the 40, take a Caldwell bounce, picked up at the 33. He's across the 40, or right to the 40, we should say. A lot of Tigers in on the tackle. And including number 33 in for Caldwell County, Tate Van Hoosier, along with Mac Englebright. So Fort Campbell will take over right at their own 40-yard line. Caldwell used up almost 2 minutes of clock time on that drive before it stalled. So let's see how Fort Campbell sets up. And they go wishbone set. Howard under center. And it's a handoff up across the 45. Stays on his feet, gets through the line, pushing the pile all the way up near the 50 and across. Very powerful run. Kind of surprised Caldwell County because they had listed Amon Williams as the starting quarterback, but under that one the first time was Abdel Howard. number 15. He's going to stay in at quarterback. He had played there earlier in the season. Another wishbone set for Fort Campbell. One receiver split out to the left. Hand off to the deep back. He's across the 45 and pulled down at the 40. Actually, they're going to give him forward progress. The side judge is marking at the 38-yard line. But the one on the field, we'll call it the 39-yard line, Bob, on that one. Second down and short for Fort Campbell as they're keeping it on the ground out of this wishbone formation. Very tight pack on that line, too. Hand off again. Good play by Cole Baker. This one's going to be thrown for a loss behind the 40-yard line. Ball was loose, but Fort Campbell able to get back on it. Cole Baker in there quickly on that one, Bob, and disrupted everything for Fort Campbell on that play. So good job by Cole as it'll set up 3rd down and 4 on this one.
So far, Fort Campbell has elected not to go there with a pretty strong up the gut running attack going.
Abdel's going to hand it off again. This is going to be close to a first down. The pile still moving. And that line moved, it looks like enough for a first down. And they are moving the chains far sideline. They're marking it with the nose touching the 35-yard line. So it is a first down for Fort Campbell as they're doing all of their damage right now on the ground. Abdel stays in the wishbone. One receiver split to the near side. Hand off to the deep back. Picks up a couple on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 8. Dylan Gray on the tackle for Caldwell County. And Bob, no passes, as you said, so far for Fort Campbell. It's all on the ground and all out of that wishbone. Coach McClung had mentioned that that's one of the formations they'll set up out of, but he looked for them to change a lot of things around tonight. But so far on this first drive, it's all wishbone with Abdel under center. He's going to take it, tries to keep it himself. Now he breaks back upfield, misses a tackle, and pulled down shy of the 30-yard line. Howard's going to take it up to the 34-yard line. So not much there for Howard.
Actually, a loss of 1 yard on that play.
It's going to bring up 3rd down. And timeout called on the field as they have an injured player on the field. We'll take a 30-second break. 7:45 left in the first quarter, no score. This is Tiger football on 103.3 The Tiger.
October's a time for planning those home projects you've been putting off all summer. Fredonia Valley Bank has the right kind of loan to suit your needs. Whether it's a new roof, gutters, painting, or remodeling, Fredonia Valley Bank can assist and step you through the loan process with ease. You can count on Fredonia Valley Bank's experienced loan officers when applying for a home, vehicle, commercial, or ag loan. Loan decisions remain local and are guaranteed to stay with Fredonia Valley Bank for the life of the loan. It's a good feeling to know that local decisions are still being made at Fredonia Valley Bank, your real community bank. 600 Cassidy Avenue, Fredonia, and 226 Commerce Street, Annabelle. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Back to Tiger Stadium, still an injured player down for Fort Campbell out at about the 38-yard line, so play still halted. Bob, they listed the probable starters as Ahman Williams at quarterback tonight, but it's been Abdel Howard in at quarterback for Fort Campbell through the first part of this game. It's listed last year. He was a team starting quarterback last season and early this year before he moved to receiver. But maybe Fort Campbell trying to throw Caldwell County a little bit of a curve. It's been all Abdel Howard under center out of the wishbone so far as they've moved down to the 34-yard line.
Their big back is 5'10", 200, so a pretty good sized kid. The quarterback you're speaking of, Howard's only 6 feet 150. So and a lot of line surge coming off the
Norris Buchanan now setting up in the backfield at quarterback. He takes the direct snap, kind of a wildcat formation. Caldwell County snuffs that out. Dylan Gray, and let's see if that was Cole Baker on the far side, but Dylan Gray was one tugging on. I think Caldwell's Cole Baker also there on the tackle, so they were not fooled at all on that play. It'll bring up 4th down, and they're going to list it officially 4th down and 10 for the Falcons as they keep the offense on the field. Now let's see who's going to take the snap. It's going to be Julian Roberts. Everybody but the starting quarterback listed, Bob, is playing quarterback for Fort Campbell. Roberts drops back, throws. It's incomplete, broken up on the far sideline. I think coverage over there was Trail Riley. Got a finger on it, knocked it down. Just as good as a turnover, just as good as an interception for Caldwell County as they'll turn it over on downs. The Tigers will take over at the 35-yard line. So good defensive coverage over there. We've talked about that every game just about this year. Trail and Jameer are just two shutdown corners out there on defense.
And they had two receivers in the vicinity, and we had two guys covering those two guys, and tremendous coverage.
Jaggers pump fakes. He's got a man open, incomplete at the 50, the 40, the 30, 20, 10, 5, and touchdown. Caldwell County. Travis Newsom on the reception. And Bob, that was all set up by the pump fake by Joby Jaggers. Worked to perfection because the defender bit and Newsom just kept strolling. Jaggers hit him in stride, and it was all the way down the sideline untouched. 6:39 left in the first quarter. Caldwell County draws first blood. Nichols will be out for the extra point. Parker will be on the hold. One play and a touchdown for Caldwell County. Snap is back. Kick is up. Plenty of distance, and it is good. So with 6:39 left in the first quarter, Caldwell County takes the first lead of the night. It's Tigers 7, Falcons nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on WPKY.
Here's a reminder from your Princeton Electric Plant Board. Meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest and against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
And it's a 65-yard touchdown pass. Jaggers over to Newsom and puts Caldwell County on the board. Bob, that was a great pass, but the pump fake was just about as good as the pass.
Well, we saw that same play work to perfection at Union County, and the thing about Travis, when he catches it, he was only 3 yards in front of the defender, and he finished maybe 8 yards ahead of that guy. Travis has some speed when he turns it on.
Kickoff is fielded at the 10 by Fort Campbell. They bring it up across the 20, trying to come near side. Number 33 on the tackle for Caldwell County. That's Tate Van Hoosier. And they will spot it at the 25-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Fort Campbell. Good coverage by the Tigers. There was number 2 for Fort Campbell on the return, Elijah Crockett. So let's see who the quarterback by committee is on this drive, Bob. They used 3 different kids taking the snap on the last drive. And is it again, I think it's Abdel Howard. No, it's number 5 for Fort Campbell. Tried to keep it and get snuffed out very quickly. Number 5 is Julian Roberts.
I think he wanted to give that ball off to the up back, but the up back had already gotten through the line, so he was faced with turning it upfield himself. We'll give him 1 yard on that carry.
1 yard, and it's a 2nd and a long 9 now for Fort Campbell. And it is Roberts under center for Fort Campbell, still coming out of the wishbone formation. One receiver this side, handoff to the up back. He hits the line and pushes to near the 30-yard line. Hunter Van Hoosier in on the tackle for Caldwell County. Hunter could be a record-breaking night tonight for Hunter as he's looking for the career tackle mark here at Caldwell County, needing 16 going into the night. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line, where it'll bring up 3rd down and long for Fort Campbell. They stay in the wishbone. They'll send 2 receivers out now, 1 each side. Handoff to the back. He hits across the 30, but he's going to be stopped well short. And I think that's Van Hoosier again, looked like on the tackle. or maybe it was east, 22 on the stop for Caldwell County. So Fort Campbell will go in punt formation. Caldwell drops Trail Riley back. He's standing at about his own 40-yard line. Snap is back. No pressure. Kick is up. Low line drive kick. Bounces at the 42. Takes a Fort Campbell bounce just a little bit. It'll roll dead at the 38-yard line. And Caldwell County will take over, leading this one 7-0 with 4:46 left in the first quarter. And the offense will come back on the field. Bob, it's a classic example of Coach Barnes' philosophy. He says he doesn't have to win that time of possession hardly ever in a ball game as quick as his team can score. And no better example of that than a 65-yard strike in one play on that last possession.
You love those one-play, two-play, three-play drives, and we've seen a bunch of them this year.
Snap is back. It's high. Jaggers pulls it down. Complete to Parker at the 40. Parker's got some blockers. He's up across the 50 into Fort Campbell territory down to the 46-yard line. Good job by Joby to pull that one down and able to control it without fumbling it. Joby in the backfield, three receivers to his left. Handoff goes to Jameer. He dances across the 45, up across the 40, still pulling the pile. Nice run by Riley as he's pulled down at the 35-yard line. We'll call it the 34-yard line. And Caldwell quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Parker, the lone receiver near side.
13-yard run for Jameer on that one.
Snap is back. Joby fakes it. Throws, it's going to be a little bit low for Trail Riley. Trail could have made the catch. It would have been a tough one. It was very low and a little bit behind, about a half a step behind him. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for Caldwell County. Jaggers getting the play from the sideline. 2nd and 10 from the 34-yard line for the Tigers. Tight set for Caldwell County, two receivers to the left. This one's over his head, and Jaggers is just going to fall on this one back near the 50-yard line. They'll mark it, let's see, Bob, at the 47-yard line. So a little bit of trouble on the snaps on this drive. They've been a little bit high. That one completely over Jaggers' head. He was fortunate to be back there to cover it, but it'll bring up 3rd down and 23, I think the announcer said. Two receivers each way with Jameer in the backfield. And flag stopped this one. I think it's going to go against Fort Campbell. So that's going to move it up to the 41-yard line for Caldwell County. Offsides on Fort Campbell. 3:49 left in the first quarter. Caldwell leading this one 7-0. But 3rd and very long here for the Tigers.
3rd and 18.
Jaggers empty backfield. He drops back, looks to the left side. It's going to be complete to Newsom. Newsom trying to pull the defender and back up, ball on the ground. Let's see if he pulls it back in. And they pull him down at the 35-yard line. Well short of the 1st down, but a nice effort there by Travis Newsom. Caldwell County is going to keep the offense on the field. No, 4th and I think 4th and 11.
Yes.
11 for Caldwell County. And the coaching staff running down the field calling timeout. They didn't have the formation set that Coach Barnes wanted called. Coach Will Barnes, that is. He came out on the field, called the timeout himself. Bob will keep it right here, and I think there it is. We want to thank a lot of our sponsors. We want to get to that a little bit earlier tonight. We appreciate all of our sponsors helping bring you Tiger football here on WPKY, and they include Bella Marie, Black Patch Grill, Capital Cinemas, Computer Consulting Services, HLS Health and Wellness, Treasures Remembered Florist, Kay's Kitchen, Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Taco John's, Little Caesars, Cozy Living, Gold and Diamond Outlet, Adams Breezy Hill Farm, Affordable Used Furniture, Jeff Russo, Attorney at Law, Tin Roof, The Cat's Den, and Grant You a Deal by Grant Gilkey. So we appreciate all those sponsors helping us to bring you tonight's action here on WPKY. Teams back out on the field. Ball spotted at the 35. Caldwell County needs 11 yards for a first down. They'll go 2 receivers each way with Jameer Riley in the backfield. Jaggers drops back, looks around, dumps it off towards Jameer Riley. Out in front of him, too much, incomplete. And that'll turn it over to Fort Campbell. And Fort Campbell will take over with 3:04 left in the first quarter. I think Tate Van Hoosier getting the start tonight at receiver got a little extra instruction from the coaching staff. I think they wanted him to adjust his route a little bit on that one. But Fort Campbell quickly out in the wishbone set. They'll take it, handoff, and Caldwell County's going to stop that one short. Could be a loss on the play on that one. Julian Roberts, the senior, still playing quarterback on this possession for Fort Campbell. Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 11 as the clock ticks under 3 minutes now left in the first quarter. Fort Campbell does go to the huddle. Wishbone set with 1 receiver coming out wide on the near side. Roberts with the pitch. Caldwell County sees it, and it's going to be a host of Tigers and another loss for Fort Campbell. That one's going to be spotted. Bob, I really thought it'd be back closer to the 31, 32-yard line. They're going to put him back at the line of scrimmage.
I don't know how they could do that.
It's a very favorable spot, but they're going to mark it at the, we'll still call it the 34-yard line, just nose of it probably touching the 34. It'll bring up 3rd down and long for Fort Campbell.
3rd and 11 for the Falcons, who are so far reluctant to put the ball in the air.
They're going to spread it out now. This time they'll put 1 receiver in motion. That'll join the other 2 on the right side. Low snap picked up by Roberts. Roberts scrambles, goes to the far side. It's complete and out of bounds, but short of the first down. And it's complete up to the 40-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 5 for Fort Campbell. Let's see if they'll bring the punt unit on. Looks like they're going to set up in the punt formation, and they are. 1:35 left on the clock here in the first quarter. Snap is back. Caldwell County brings everybody. Low line drive punt. It's going to be picked up by Trail at his 30. Backpedals now. He's up across the 35. He's got some blockers in front of him up to the 50. Still has some blockers in front of him. He waits on him at the 30, the 20. He's going to go in. It's going to be touchdown, Caldwell County. And no flags that I can see on the field. Bobby picked that one up at the 30.
Well, he bobbled it just a little bit after he got control, but he had 3 guys bearing down on him right away, and he got through that wall, and then there were only about 2 Falcons that had a chance at him, and we had great blocking from about the 30 on in, escorting him into the end zone.
Yeah, he had a full escort from that point on. Broke it right up the middle when he came back. The tackler seemed like they wanted to go outside of him. He broke it right up the middle, found some open space, then cut it to the outside. That score coming with 1:15 left in the first quarter. Parker with the hold, Nichols with the kick. Snap is back and down, and the kick is up and looks good. So with 1:15 left in the first quarter, Caldwell County's lead out now to 14. It's the Tigers 14, Fort Campbell nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on 103.3 The Tiger.
It's National Cooperative Month. I remind you that cooperatives are composed of people working together to provide services. Line Electric is locally owned with over 47,000 members, providing electric power to the Line County area, helping our communities grow and prosper. We are turned on for the future for home, farm, business, and industry, all working together. That's the co-op way. People working together for the common good. Line Electric, your touchstone emergency cooperative.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County leads this one late in the first quarter, 14-0. It's been a story of big plays tonight. Caldwell County hits a 65-yard scoring pass, Jaggers to Newsom, and then a 70-yard punt return by Trail Riley has Caldwell County out in front in this one, 14-0. As Nichols will tee it up at the 40. A reminder at halftime tonight, it is Hall of Fame induction night here at Caldwell County. 8 new members will be inducted at halftime. We'll have all the coverage here on WPKY. Big kick by Nichols all the way into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Fort Campbell will come out to the 25 to start this series. Bob, after some initial success by Fort Campbell on that first drive running the ball, Caldwell County has done a phenomenal job of just stopping everything short and even stopping Fort Campbell a yard, maybe a couple of yards deep in their own backfield.
If you take away the first 5 or 6 plays, Fort Campbell has negative yards tonight.
So Fort Campbell will leave the huddle. And let's see, it's going to be Roberts. Julian Roberts still at quarterback, 2 receivers each way as they've gone away from the wishbones. Low snap, Roberts picks it up, nowhere to go. He gets it back, makes a couple of yards, actually loses a couple.
Oh, he probably picked it up too, did he?
Oh, it did start at the 20. I'm sorry. Gets it up to the 22. He did make a couple out of nothing because that play could have been another loss for Fort Campbell.
He got that all on his own.
And we still haven't seen the listed starting quarterback, Amon Williams. So it's still going to be Roberts at quarterback as Fort Campbell will send 2 players each side. Now they'll put 1 in motion, 3 receivers to the right of Roberts. He'll hand it off to the lone back, dances across the 20, and gets snuffed down at about the 22-yard line. No gain on the play.
That was their
they're going to give him a yard.
Their big back Buchanan carrying that ball to the 23, 1-yard gain.
Hunter Van Hoosier on the tackle for Caldwell County. These spots are very favorable. They're giving them every inch of forward progress as that one spotted at the 23. 3rd down and 7 now for Fort Campbell, and they probably won't get a playoff. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. So after 1, it's Caldwell County 14, Fort Campbell nothing. We'll be back with the second quarter in 1 minute. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKYonline.com.
Planters Bank, located at 208 North Jefferson Street, is locally owned and operated with a strong, sincere focus on customer service. Planters Bank has a diverse team of seasoned professionals in Western Kentucky and Clarksville, Tennessee. Since first opening their doors, Planters Bank has made a name for itself as an energetic player in the financial services market. Stop by and talk to the friendly folks at Planters and find out about the You Choose Rewards program. Planters Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Fortner Gas Company is a full-service local and family-owned propane company offering services in Princeton, Cadiz, Madisonville, and Murray. Right now, Fortner Gas is offering specials on propane. Fortner Gas offers Holland and Napoleon grills, Dixie choppers, and they also have Red Max weed eaters. Contact Fortner Gas Company today for all of your residential, commercial, and agricultural propane needs. Fortner Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
Back to Tiger Stadium, getting ready to start the second quarter here. Caldwell County leads this one 14-0. A couple of big plays by the Tigers have put them out in front, comfortable in this one. Fort Campbell has it now, 3rd down and 7. Snap is back, and this one's going to be overthrown, incomplete. That's still number 5, Roberts in at quarterback. And Bob, I think the quarterback situation even surprised our old friend Tom Rogers, who does Fort Campbell games now. He was expecting the Williams kid in at quarterback, but he's yet to play that position tonight. So Fort Campbell will drop back to punt. Last time this was a gold mine for Caldwell County as we took it back 70 yards. Trail Riley set back at midfield. Kick is up, low line drive. It's going to take a high bounce and go out of bounds. Caldwell County is going to have great field position. We'll see where they spot this one on the far side of the field. Tiger 49-yard line is where they'll start this one. Just underway here in the second quarter. Don't forget at halftime, Bob will have all of the first half stats, and we will have Hall of Fame induction ceremonies here at halftime. Joby leads his troops out on the field. Going to have Newsom on the near side with Trail Riley. Parker goes far side. A new name in, Trace Olden, into the lineup on that far side as a receiver also, as Jaggers has the empty backfield set. Olden in motion, little flip pass to him, and he's going to be pulled down for a loss back at the 45-yard line. He had the play set, but he had a lot of company in the backfield before he could really get the corner turned on that one. So Olden will come out of the ball game, as Parker will go alone to the far side, 3 receiver set near side with Newsom on the outside. Jaggers drops back, screen pass to Trell Riley. He's got some room across the 50, and he's going to go to the house on this one. 20-10, touchdown, Caldwell County. 11:08 left in the first half, and Caldwell County pushes that lead out to 20-0. Bob, that screen set up perfectly for Trell Riley. I don't know that he was touched past the line of scrimmage. Somebody may have got an arm on him early, and then it was just an open lane to the house.
Just to watch that play unfold from up here was beautiful. We had gaps and space and perfect pass, great catch, and all he had to do was run.
Boyce Nichols on for the extra point. The hold by Parker. Snap is back. Kick is down. And it's good. So with 11:08 left in the first half, Caldwell County really opening up some distance now. It's the Tigers 21, the Falcons nothing. Back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger football on 103.3 The Tiger.
Colonel Sanders from KFC here to talk about the good old days. Well, the good old days are still here in chicken form. Specifically, in KFC's original recipe fried chicken with 11 herbs and spices. Our delicious chicken is still hand-breaded and pressure fried just like it was then. Get your fill with 2 pieces of my original recipe in a $5 fill-up with mashed potatoes, a biscuit, a cookie, and a drink at a KFC near you. KFC, it's still finger-licking good. At participating KFCs, prices may vary. Tax extra.
Back at Tiger Stadium, and Bob, it looks like the chances are very good that Coach Barnes is going to pick up that 100th win in blue and gold tonight, as Caldwell leads this one 21-0.
And Dennis, we're talking about drives. That was your basic 2-play drive on that particular series.
And that was twice as long as one of the other scoring drives tonight. So Caldwell County quick strike bunch here tonight. Nice run and nice, not just nice, great blocking by the receiving core and that line both, as Trell never touched as he covered half the length of the field and went in for his second touchdown of the night.
Just excellent execution by the Tigers.
Nichols has it teed up at the 40. Last one he put in the end zone. Another good kick is going to drive Fort Campbell back to the 5. They'll bring it up across the 10, the 15, breaks open a tackle. Ball loose on the ground, and looks like Caldwell County got it around the 30-yard line. I think the referee did signal, far side did signal Caldwell ball, and it is Tiger football.
Boyce Nichols maybe?
Let's see who's going to get up out of that pile with it. Number 30 for Caldwell County is Max Ashley. Max Ashley with the recovery for Caldwell County. Great field position once again for the Tigers as they have it at the Fort Campbell 30-yard line. Tigers will come out with Newsom and with Trell Riley near side, Van Hoosier and Parker far side. Jaggers quickly over to Newsom. Newsom shakes the tackler at the 30. He's across the 20, 15, 10, still in bounds and knocked out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Good hard run by Travis Newsom.
Determined is all you can say about that. Just refused to go down.
And they're going to mark him out at the 5-yard line. That's a kid that the play never seems like it ends for. He gives everything he has every single play. And timeout is called by Fort Campbell. Bob, we'll just keep it right here on this one, as Caldwell's 5 yards away from really opening this one up with a lot of time left here in the second quarter. 10:47 left in the quarter. Do want to mention all of the, I had it right here just a second ago, all of the Hall of Fame members tonight. And maybe I have lost that. I had it here somewhere.
It's on the back of one of your papers I saw, Dennis.
Okay. Let's start looking through here. I think we're going to have a minute. Oh, here they are. We can go over these. We brought this Ken Barrett, Mark Barnes, Stan Hudson, Ken Argo, Andy Davis, Bradley Stallins, Kelly Tinsley, and Todd Griffin, all being inducted tonight at halftime, so hope you'll stay tuned for that. Bob, sometimes I pull out way too many stats up here, and I've got things everywhere.
But one thing about us, Dennis, we're organized.
Oh, yeah, we'll have something to talk about. We'll pull out a sheet
we have it.
We can talk about
sometimes we have to find it.
So the Little Caesars first minute down has Caldwell County with first and goal at the 5-yard line. Gabe East into the lineup as a receiver. He's going to be the middle guy of a 3-man slot on the right. Flags go down. And it's going to be motion against Caldwell County. That'll back them up 5 yards. First and goal now from the 10. Going to keep Van Hoosier east, and I think that's Parker on the far sideline. Newsom on the near side. Jaggers with the handoff to Jameer Riley. He dances his way, and touchdown Caldwell County. 10-yard run, Jameer Riley. Nippy little move. And he's in the end zone. Caldwell County's lead out now 27-0 pending the extra point attempt. And he zigged when he was supposed to zig and zagged when he needed to zag, Bob, because I don't think he had much of a hand on him on that one as he waltzed his way into the end zone.
Weaving and dodging and darting.
Little bob and weave going on down through there as Nichols comes out for the extra point attempt. Kick is up. And it's good. So with 10:43 now left in the ball game, Caldwell County leads this one 28-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on WPKY.
Hello, this is Gloria Smith with the Law Office of Jeff Russo. Are you buying or selling real estate? Are you planning on refinancing your existing home loan? If so, you should be aware that you have your choice in which attorney provides the legal services associated with such transactions. Our law office has over 50 years of experience in real estate law. We pride ourselves on being cost-effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
This is an advertisement.
To Tiger Stadium, Caldwell County leads this one 28-0. And Bob, you're going to have a lot of short drives to tell us about at halftime on those stats.
Another two-play drive.
Caldwell County quick strikes tonight. Jameer and Trail Riley both finding the end zone along with Travis Newsom on a great catch and a great pump fake by Jaggers. Ball falls off the tee, so Nichols will reset this one. Caldwell County looking to run the record to 8-1 tonight. 7 wins in a row since that loss to Christian County. But, Bob, this offense looks like a totally different team since that team 7 weeks ago.
It's really, we have improved.
Short kick taken at the 17. They'll turn it up the middle across the 30 and tackled at the 32-yard line. Englebright in on that tackle also with Dylan Gray. So Fort Campbell will come out. They started out with Abdel Howard at quarterback under the center for the wishbone set. When they've spread it out a little bit, it's been Julian Roberts for Fort Campbell. First down and 10 for Fort Campbell at the 33 with 10:37 left in the first half. And it's going to stay, looks like Roberts still in the backfield at quarterback. 3 set to the left. Handoff is to the back. And Caldwell County is really snuffing that out with force right now, Bob.
Maybe pick up a 1 yard on that play.
Caleb Burden in on the tackle along with Gabe East, but they had a little success early going up the middle, but Caldwell County's made a couple of adjustments, and Fort Campbell right now doing good to pick up a yard or two, if that. 2-yard pickup on that play. Second down and 8 for Fort Campbell as we take down to 10 minutes left to go in the first half. Caldwell leads this one 28-0. 3 receiver bunch set to the left. Handoff is to the up back. and nothing there for Fort Campbell. Take your pick of Tigers in on the tackle. Englebright gets out of the pile along with, let's see, who do we have coming out of that one, Bob? You can almost pick a number. Cole Baker was in there. Hunter Van Hoosier in there for Caldwell County. Like Harrelson went in on the play also. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. Third down and long for Fort Campbell. 3 receivers set to the right now. Lone receiver on the island to the far side. Roberts drops back, looks over the middle, into double coverage, no good. Incomplete at midfield, great coverage there. Burden and Jameer Riley on the coverage. East also in the area. But Bob, if that's as open as their receivers get, that one was double coverage and good coverage, so it would have been a tough throw and an even tougher catch. Fort Campbell brings out the punt unit. Whistles will stop the play on the field. Let's see what they need to do. Gabe East is going to drop back this time for Caldwell County. And they've got it, whatever it was, they've got it figured out. Ball will be snapped from the 34. Caldwell County shows blitz on the kick. It's going to go out of bounds, far sideline, still near the 40-yard line. We'll see where the final spot is. I think that was Burden. Caldwell County snuck up to the line, made the charge through. But it goes out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Caldwell County will take over 1st and 10 from their own 38, leading this one 28-0. Seems like the clock has just come to a dead stop the last couple of minutes, Bob.
It is standing still.
I think we had a couple of scores within a matter of just a handful of seconds inside of a minute apart. And the Tigers will bring out Jaggers. He'll have Parker as his far side receiver, 2 others beside Oliver. Newsom near side. Jameer Riley still in the backfield. Van Hoosier goes in motion, turns back, handoff is to Jameer Riley. He's going to dance this one outside. He's across the 40, the 45, gets around the end, across the 50, the 45, and near the 40-yard line of Fort Campbell before he's pushed out of bounds. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 41-yard line, so a big pickup for Jameer Riley and a Little Caesars first down for the Tigers.
21-yard run that time for Jameer.
Jameer in the backfield, 2 receivers each way for Jaggers. And let's see what it is. Falcons had to call a timeout because they had a player they were trying to get off the field. Had Caldwell snapped it, they'd have had 12 men on the field. So alertly, Fort Campbell calls the timeout. And the Little Caesars first down will give Caldwell County the ball at the Fort Campbell 41-yard line. And Bob, it's already to the point Caldwell County is going to look to maybe push that lead out past 36, where the second half will have that running clock.
And if we score here,
you can go for 2.
Well, yeah, would we do that just to get it started, and probably not to embarrass Fort Campbell? That might be the right call. Fort Campbell, no chance to win this football game right now.
No, they started out with some good runs in the first, and you'll have all that in the stats later on. But Caldwell County, whatever adjustments they did make, and you'll be able to talk to Coach Barnes tomorrow morning about it, it completely shut the door up the middle. They had to leave the wishbone entirely. They've gone spread with Julian Roberts at quarterback instead of Abdel Howard, but nothing going for Fort Campbell tonight. 2 receivers each way for Caldwell County. He's got Jameer Riley in the backfield, first down. Snap is back to Jaggers. He's got some pressure, sets up the screen. It's complete down to the 35, the 30. I think that's East on the catch across the 25. East is going to break some tackles and gets in the end zone. Great run by Gabe East. Looks like he was going to be brought down around the area of the 35 to the 30-yard line. Just kept turning and turning. Able to pick up some space and takes it to the near side corner. So Gabe East on the touchdown pass has the lead out now 34-0. And Bob, I think they are going for the 2-point conversion here to get the running clock in play. They've got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Jaggers rolls, looks to the corner. He's going to be brought down, and the attempt will be no good as Jaggers has to cover the ball at the 20-yard line on the tackle. So the score remains 34-0 with 8:38 left in the first half. We'll keep this one right here as the teams go to the sideline. Bob, this one is going to be over early. And looks like a different Caldwell County team than we saw last week against Trigg County, although as you talked to Coach Barnes, they really didn't play that bad, just had some ill-timed penalties, had some people out of position at times, maybe a little bit, but tonight it looks like the focus is back like it was against Union County.
It's been a really efficient, that was basically another 2-play drive.
And a good job by the Tigers tonight as they lead this one 34-0. We'll have all of the first half stats, and that's all Caldwell County coming up at halftime with Bob Hayes, along with that Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Nichols will tee this one up. He'll bring it over to the near side hash mark, kicking towards the Marion Road end of Tiger Stadium. Reminder that we are off next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks here at Tiger Stadium to finish the regular season against Mayfield. Nichols with the approach, and kick is up. A low line drive kick, kind of wobbly. It's going to roll out of bounds. And that will give Fort Campbell probably their best starting field position of the night. Maybe much like my golf shot, Bob, a little bit of a shank on that one as it rolled and took a bad bounce, goes out of bounds. Fort Campbell will come up to the 35 to start this possession.
You know, Dennis, if we get really bored here in the second half, we can talk about your golf game a couple of weeks ago.
We could dig out the Prince and Princess scores. There we go.
Really distinguished yourself in that tournament. I'm proud of my broadcast buddy.
I had a lot of good help. So, Judy, if you're listening, we appreciate all the good shots you made for our team that day. 8:38 left in the first half. Fort Campbell comes to the line of scrimmage. They'll bring a 3-receiver set to a narrow side on the right. Roberts still at quarterback. Single receiver far side. Roberts drops back. He's going to throw to far side. And let's see, is that one picked off? It is not. Intercepted. Yes, it was. They called it complete. I never did get the official.
Was that Gabe East that did that?
No, I think that's, was it number 30, Max Ashley. Max is having a big night tonight for the Tigers.
That's just a sheer case of wanting that ball, because that ball was not, he picked that ball off 3 inches from the ground.
Yeah, he had a good jump on it. The pass was not good, even to the Fort Campbell receiver, but Ashley able to keep his concentration, pick it up, like you said, right off his shin level. And Caldwell County in business again from the Fort Campbell 35-yard line. Snap is back, and he's going to hand off to Riley. Riley's going to be thrown down. Let's see if he even got back to the line of scrimmage. I think they're going to give him the carry up to the 36, so a loss of 1 on the play. We're going to spot it at the 36-yard line. And this one's going to go against Fort Campbell. The flag on the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. And Bob, Caldwell County really doesn't need any help moving the ball tonight. So if you're the Fort Campbell sideline, you're just shaking your head at that one, as they're going to give Caldwell County 15 yards on this one. Especially after the stop for the loss, one of their few good defensive plays here in the last little flurry that Caldwell County has put up. And penalty is unsportsmanlike conduct against Fort Campbell. So the spot originally was at the 36.
So by all means, it should be at the 21.
And they'll mark this one down to the 21-yard line. The experience of having a former chain gang guy up here comes into play again.
Well, I can also add and subtract. That helps a little bit.
Snap is back. Another high snap. Jagger's able to go up and get that one. Flag on the play. as he does a little pitch out to Jameer Riley. Jameer turns it up the field, hit, and knocked down at about the 5-yard line, but the flag in the backfield, we'll see what that one is. Probably a hold against Caldwell County. Jagger's kind of shaking his head on it, so I'm sure it's against Caldwell County. We'll see what the official call was on it. Hold it. It was a. You almost saw that one coming a little bit.
They're going to mark it back at the.
And they're going to bring the ball back
to the.
We'll spot it at the 30. What do you call it, Bob? The 37-yard line?
Let's call it the 37.
All right. Frankie disagrees with us, but we're going to stick with 37. What do you say on this one? First down and 28 for Caldwell County. Snap is back to Jaggers. Much better snap. He's got some pressure. Gets rid of it. Gets it over to Jameer Riley. He's got it at the 40 and pulled down right about the 40. Stays in bounds, so the clock still runs. They'll give him a 39-yard line on the carry, on the reception rather. As Jaggers looks to the sideline for the play. Second down and still very long for the Tigers. Caldwell County is going to go 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield for Jaggers. Looks like he's going to change it now. Jaggers still alone in the backfield. Looks to the far side, sets up the screen to Trail Riley again, complete at the 40. And Trail is met at the 35. He's going to be stopped right there. And Bob, I thought they were going to get another face mask call because it looked like Trail's helmet kind of went down as soon as he caught it. But no flags on the play as the ball is going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. 6:35 left in the first half. Trail's going to go out and join the 3 receiver set on the far sideline. Jameer in the backfield, Newsom on the near side.
And as you say, it's third to mile, maybe third about 25, 26, something like that.
They've got 3rd and 28 on the scoreboard. Pass is complete to Newsom at the 30. He gets up across the 25 and takes it down to the 23-yard line. So let's see if Caldwell tries to put the field goal unit on and pick up the 3 for the clock, or see if they keep the offense on, and they do keep the offense on. 4th down and 13 for Caldwell County. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Jaggers drops back again. He's got some pressure, goes over the middle. It's complete at the 5-yard line. Great catch by Jameer Riley. He had a defender right on his back as he went up for that one. Nice pass, too. Jaggers put that one where only Jameer could get a hand on it. And a Little Caesars first down to the 5-yard line for Caldwell County. It'll be 1st and goal for the Tigers. They'll bring in the heavyweight backfield on this set. Baker, Van Hoosier, Gray in the backfield. Jaggers takes it, handoff is to Gray, and he's going to find the end zone. Touchdown, Dylan Gray with 5:30 left in the first half, and the lead is now out to 40. I'm glad I didn't look at the Lichtenhouse ratings tonight, Bob, because we may meet it in the first half.
We got a great shot at it, I'll say that.
Nichols is going to come out for the extra point as Parker will put down the hold. That score coming at 5:30 left in the first half. Parker in for the hold. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 5.5 minutes left in the first half, Caldwell County now leads this one 41-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on WPKYonline.com.
To Wood Licensing in Princeton. We have served the small business owners of this area for over 100 years. Do you have trouble understanding liability or workers' comp insurance? Are your insurance premiums spiraling out of control? Whether you're a furniture store on Main Street, a plumber or electrician, or a locally owned bank or car dealer, we have a policy for you. We are the business insurance experts. Give me a call at 365-5541. You'll be glad you did.
And we are back to Tiger Stadium. 5.5 minutes left in the first half, and Caldwell has blown this one wide open. The Tigers now lead this one 41-0. And Bob, aside from the first drive that Fort Campbell had, the first 3 or 4 plays where they actually picked up some positive yardage going up the middle out of that wishbone, there has been nothing for Fort Campbell since then.
Absolutely nothing, Dennis. You are correct.
Caldwell County really putting the nail in the coffin early in this one. Nichols approaches, ball teed at the 40, puts this one in the air. It's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line by Fort Campbell. They'll bring it up across the 15. Good coverage by the Tigers as they'll take him to the sideline and maybe to the 20-yard line. So good job by the Tigers on the coverage. Cameron Traylor on the stop for Caldwell County. And Bob, this is going to be one in the second half. We got to keep the rosters in hand because there's going to be a lot of fresh numbers taking the field, and maybe even before halftime.
And the clock is now officially running, so.
And we are down to 4:50 in the first half. Fort Campbell in the huddle in the backfield. Let's see if they're going to stick with Roberts at quarterback. It looks like they are. And Bob, I was trying to see number 1, is he even in uniform tonight? I have not seen. High snap, and that is number 1. And the handoff goes up to the 40. No, that's number 4. That was Buchanan. I still haven't seen number 1. It is a first down for Fort Campbell. Number 30 in for Caldwell County, Max Ashley defensively. Max has had a great game tonight with a couple of turnovers. And Trell Riley's going to come off the field for Caldwell County as Fort Campbell comes to the line. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Snap is back and handoff stopped at the line of scrimmage, but he's able to bounce it away to the left side. Good job by the Tigers to stop that one after about a 1.5 yard gain on it. Dylan Gray on the stop for Caldwell County. We'll still call it the 41, Bob. We'll give them 1 on that one. 2nd down and 9 for the Falcons. Falcons with 3 receivers to the far sideline. Handoff up the middle. Flags go down. They're going to blow this one dead before the play. I think they stopped this one before the play. I was hearing whistles.
Well,
it looked like the play continued, but I think this was before the snap. They're going to call this penalty. They're pointing Caldwell's way. I don't know what it was. You've got 2 referees at one spot having conversation, 2 with the ball at the line of scrimmage.
Anyway, the ball's been advanced somewhere near the 40.
And it's going to be motion against Fort Campbell. And it's clock still running, of course, with the point spread exceeding 36 points right now. Call goes against Fort Campbell. And I'm pretty sure that was before the snap. Illegal procedure against the Falcons. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line. 2nd down and 15 for the Falcons. Well, we'll start looking at some of these numbers. I think I see a number 14, Isaiah Treadwell, in for Caldwell County right now. You still have Caleb Burden in the middle.
And at safety, I know it's not Gabe East.
It looks like Trail, maybe. Trail Riley in at safety. Snap back to Fort Campbell. Buchanan takes the handoff. He's going nowhere. Maybe picked up a yard on the play, but nothing more than that. And Caldwell County has really shut that run down to nothing. Clock still ticking. We'll have all the halftime stats with Bob Hayes coming up in about a minute and a half, so stay tuned for that. It's been all Caldwell County tonight, though.
Another favorable spot, I think, for Fort Campbell.
I think you're right. If they picked up anything, they mark it all the way out near the 39-yard line.
Brings up 3rd and 12 for the Falcons.
They've got two receivers each way. Roberts is going to keep it. He's going to roll this side. Now puts the ball up, intercepted at the 45-yard line by number 45. He's across the 30, the 20, and goes down near the 15. Cameron Baker with the interception. We'll see what the flags are. They were right at the spot of the interception. We'll see what this one is. Nobody around for Fort Campbell, really. Roberts just had to get rid of it. He was starting to feel the pressure after he rolled out to his right. And it's a hold against Fort Campbell. Of course, that's declined, and Caldwell County will take over. 1st and 10 inside the Fort Campbell 20, actually down to about the 18-yard line. We'll see who comes in at quarterback. Looks like Bashir is going to come in. Russ Bashir in at quarterback. Let's see, number 7 also in at receiver. That's Jamarius Blaine. Bob, can you pick up the kid in the backfield with Bashir?
25 is...
pass is complete at the 15.
Travion Samuel is the back. And
Travion Samuel is the back, and the pass complete to Cameron Traylor. And the pass completion takes it down to the 10. It'll be 2nd down and fairly short for Caldwell County. Not sure if they will push this one in. Clock is running with 25 seconds. They've got to get this play off. Samuel takes the handoff, and he's going to be stopped shy of the 5-yard line. But I don't think Caldwell County is going to try to run another one, Bob. I would be surprised if they do. They do come to the line of scrimmage like they are going to try to get another play away. 3 seconds left, 2, 1, and they do get the play off as Bashir is going to take it to the right side, keeps it, and he's going to be in for a touchdown. Russ Bashir on the keeper. He found an opening on that right side, had a good block in the corner by the receiver. And that's as time expired in the half, so we'll have the point after attempted with no time on the clock.
That ball was snapped about the 7-yard line, Dennis?
Thought that was it not the 10?
I'm not real sure. I can check that in the paper tomorrow. I'm going to give him a 7-yard run.
Nichols is on for the extra point. Caldwell County's lead out now 47-0. And we can make it 48 as the kick is good. And that brings us to halftime. Caldwell County with a huge showing here in the first half. At the half, it's the Tigers 48 and Fort Campbell nothing. We'll be back with all the stats and the halftime induction ceremony for the Hall of Fame. All of that coming up in 3 minutes, so stay tuned. This is Tiger Football on WPKY.
Time for planning those home projects you've been putting off all summer. Fredonia Valley Bank has the right kind of loan to suit your needs. Whether it's a new roof, gutters, painting, or remodeling, Fredonia Valley Bank can assist and step you through the loan process with ease. You can count on Fredonia Valley Bank's experienced loan officers when applying for a home, vehicle, commercial, or ag loan. Loan decisions remain local and are guaranteed to stay with Fredonia Valley Bank for the life of the loan. It's a good feeling to know that local decisions are still being made at Fredonia Valley Bank, your real community bank. 600 Cassidy Avenue, Fredonia, and 226 Commerce. Are composed of people working together to provide services. Electric is locally owned with over 7,000 members, providing electric power to the Lyon County area, helping our communities grow and prosper. We are turned on for the future for home, farm, business, and industry, all working together. That's the co-op way. We're working together for the common good. Penny Isle Electric, your touchstone energy cooperative.
Planters Bank, located at 208 North Jefferson Street, is locally owned and operated with a strong, sincere focus on customer service. Planters Bank has a diverse team of seasoned professionals in Western Kentucky and Clarksville, Tennessee. Since first opening their doors, Planters Bank has made a name for itself as an energetic player in the financial services market. Stop by and talk to the friendly folks at Planters and find out about the You Choose Rewards program. Planters Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Fortner Gas Company is a full-service local and family-owned propane company offering services in Princeton, Cadiz, Madisonville, and Murray. Right now, Fortner Gas is offering specials on propane. Fortner Gas offers Holland and Napoleon grills, Dixie choppers, and they also have Red Max weed eaters. Contact Fortner Gas Company today for all of your residential, commercial, and agricultural propane needs. Fortner Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
Colonel Sanders from KFC here to talk about the good old days. Well, the good old days are still here in chicken form, specifically in KFC's original recipe fried chicken with 11 herbs and spices. Our delicious chicken is still hand-breaded and pressure fried just like it was then. Get your fill with 2 pieces of my original recipe in a $5 fill-up with mashed potatoes, a biscuit, a cookie, and a drink at a KFC near you. KFC, it's still finger-licking good. At participating KFCs, prices may vary.
Hello, this is Gloria Smith with the Law Office of Jeff Russo. Are you buying or selling real estate? Are you planning on refinancing your existing home loan? If so, you should be aware that you have your choice in which attorney provides the legal services associated with such transactions. Our law office has over 50 years of experience in real estate law. We pride ourselves on being cost-effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
This is an advertisement.
Tiger Stadium, we are at halftime. Caldwell County leads this one 48-0. Right now, the induction ceremony going on for the Caldwell County Hall of Fame, Football Hall of Fame. First introduced was Bradley Stallins, and some stats on Bradley. He held most of the Caldwell County passing records following his senior season of '97, still 4th on the Tigers' career passing list with 3,575 yards. Also the Tiger head baseball coach, and has a couple of regional championships under his belt as the Tigers have gone to the state tournament each of the last 2 seasons. So congratulations to Bradley Stallins. Now Ken Argon being introduced to the crowd. Ken was an all-state offensive lineman for Caldwell County's 1991 team. That team went 9-3. 2 of those losses to Mayfield that season. Next up for the Tigers Hall of Fame class is Mark Barnes. Mark Barnes was a 3-year starting lineman for the Tigers in the 70s. The 78 squad went 6-3. The other 2 losses were against Christian County and Louisville. The other against Mayfield in a close game, 14-12. Barnes started at center as a sophomore and a junior before being moved to offensive tackle as a senior, and he started at defensive tackle all 3 years. That's Hall of Famer Mark Barnes. Next up for Caldwell County is Ken Barrett. Barrett goes all the way back to 1950. He's a Princeton Butler graduate of 1950 and a standout halfback on the Tigers' 1949 team that went 6-3. Barrett was a head coach at both Marshall County and Trigg County before going on to Russellville, where he won 3 state championships in 22 seasons with the Russellville Panthers. Barrett was 161 and 102 in his time at Russellville, and overall, pretty impressive record, Bob, at 246 and 153. He was inducted into the Kentucky High School Athletic Association Hall of Fame back in 1996, and that's Hall of Famer Ken Barrett. A reminder, as we pause in between the inductees here, we will have all of the stats coming up. I got a feeling they're going to add a little bit of time to the halftime festivities here at Tiger Stadium tonight. for these induction ceremonies. No band playing tonight, I'm assuming, because of the induction ceremonies and also fall break this week for Caldwell County. Next up is a close friend of ours, Todd Griffin. He was a 1987 graduate of Caldwell County High School, and he's been covering Tiger football for 31 years. Started his way with the radio broadcast for 9 years, reporting all CGHS sports for over 22 years at the local newspaper, currently working for the Times Leader, and also has a new show along with Ty Englebright on WPKY called The Sideline Report. That comes your way every Thursday morning at 9 o'clock. So Todd is the man to go to in Caldwell County if you want to know sports, especially football, as he had a book printed a few years back that chronicled statistics from over 60 years of games for Caldwell County. And tonight is his 359th consecutive game in attendance for Caldwell County. So big congratulations to our buddy Todd Griffin. And he gets a big ovation from a pretty large crowd here at Tiger Stadium. Next up for Caldwell County's induction class tonight is Andy Davis. Davis was a 4-year starter at Lyman and was a senior on Caldwell County's 93 team in 1996. Following his senior season, Davis was named honorable mention All-State by both the Associated Press and the Courier Journal. So Davis, story being told now about he credited his mom for not letting him quit football. He said she pushed him on to a strong career, and he's thankful for it now, and also to his coaches, Carol Boyd and Larry Curling. That's inductee Andy Davis. Next up is another one of our good friends, Stan Hudson, being inducted. And Stan's got a little help out on the field, has his grandson Knox on the field for the induction ceremony. Let's see the stats here. See if Bob, we'll see if we can tell if Stan wrote these himself or if somebody else did. We like to kid with Stan. He's a close friend of ours, but he was a 3-year starter at tight end and defensive end for those teams in the 70s. Played for a lot of well-known people here at Caldwell County, including Coach G, Charlie Davis, Bill Sykes, Chick Walker, Earl Stevens. So kind of the who's who of coaching back in the 70s for Caldwell County. As a senior, he was named honorable mention All-State by the AP. So congratulations to our friend Stan Hudson, and also for being a new granddad. Last up but not least is Kelly Tinsley for Caldwell County, sophomore starter on Caldwell County's 1998 2A state championship team, and named the offensive lineman of that game in the 38-28 win over Danville in the state final. Graduated as Caldwell County's all-time leading tackler with 346 tackles, and he's still 4th on that list in career tackles for Caldwell County. After graduating, Tinsley played college football at Kentucky Wesleyan in Owensboro. So again, the class tonight includes, class includes Ken Barrett, Mark Barnes, Stan Hudson, Ken Argo, Andy Davis, Bradley Stallins, Kelly Tinsley, and Todd Griffin. So Bob, a big hand to all those guys, well deserved, and congratulations on their honors being inducted into the Caldwell County Football Hall of Fame.
A big round of applause for these men. Kelly was in the part of that 98 second state championship team the Tigers had, and one of the instrumental players on that team. There were several players on that team making that happen, and Kelly was a huge part of that.
And he said, I think one of the things he liked, he actually got to run the ball quite a bit.
Eventually, as he became older, he was a sophomore in that 98 season, and as he got into 99, 2000, they gave him the ball. That's why we keep thinking we're going to see Cole Baker get the ball.
Yeah, we've really lobbied kind of hard for that behind the scenes here, but we've lobbied for Cole to get a few carries.
We're still lobbying.
Yeah, we may end the season lobbying, but at least it's up for a little discussion. Maybe.
I'm trying to get. I'm lobbying Coach Barnes to get Cole as a pulling halfback, which he is, and let Joby run in behind him on a sweep. But they've not been able to put that play in the playbook yet.
Well, and probably won't be tonight because I think Joby's night is done here as we are at halftime. Caldwell County leads this one 48-0. About 9 minutes on the clock before we go back. We'll see if they add any on. But Bob, here's the time where we get to hear the stats in the first half, and it's going to be probably 95% Caldwell County.
Well, it is a dominating effect so far here tonight through the first 2 quarters of play. Caldwell County with a 48-0 lead over Fort Campbell. Here at halftime, Caldwell County with 14 points in the first quarter and 34 points coming in the second quarter to take that 48-0 lead. We'll go over the scoring before we get into the stats. In the first quarter, Travis Newsom on a 65-yard pass from Joby Jaggers gets it all started. Boyce Nichols adds the PAT, and with 6 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Caldwell County takes a 7-0 lead. Also in the first quarter, Trail Riley on a 70-yard punt return. Boyce Nichols again with the extra point, that coming at the 1 minute 15-second mark of the first quarter. Caldwell County leads 14-0 at that time. In the second quarter, Trail Riley on a 55-yard pass from Joby Jaggers. Boyce Nichols with the PAT, that coming at 11 minutes 8 seconds of the second quarter. 21-0 Caldwell County leads at that time. Also in the second quarter, Jameer Riley, a 10-yard run. Boyce Nichols again with the PAT, that coming at the 10 minute 43-second mark of the second quarter. Caldwell County taking a 28-0 lead at that time. Gabe East getting into the act on a 41-yard pass touchdown from Joby Jaggers. That made the score 34. Caldwell County attempting to go for the 2-point conversion. This coming at 8 minutes 38 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The 2-point conversion was no good. So Caldwell County held a 34-0 lead at that point. Also in the second quarter, Dylan Gray on a 5-yard run. Boyce Nichols again with the PAT, that coming at 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Caldwell County going up 41-0 at that time. And as time ran out in the first half, Russ Bashir, and we have him for a 7-yard run. Kind of confusing down there to see where the ball was. Nobody would get out of the way where we saw the ball mark, so we're going to go with a 7-yard run. We'll get that corrected by looking at the stats tomorrow in the paper. Boyce Nichols adding the PAT. And with time ending at the first half, Caldwell County goes to the locker room with a 48-0 lead over Fort Campbell. Looking at the individual stats for Caldwell County, we'll look first at the rushing department. Jameer Riley with 5 carries tonight for 49 yards and a touchdown. Joby Jaggers 2 carries for 0 yards. He had 1 13-yard run earlier and a snap over his head. We don't know whether the TODD charges that to it was a 13-yard loss. So Joby still may have a 13-yard carry. We're going to negate his 13-yard run with that 13-yard loss. So Joby with 2 carries for 0 yards. Dylan Gray 1 carry for 5 yards and a touchdown. Travion Samuel 1 carry for 4 yards. And Russ Bashir on the last play to end the first half, 1 carry for 7 yards. So Caldwell County with 10 carries in the first half, net of 65 yards. In the passing department, Joby Jaggers was 13 out of 17 for 233 yards. Travis Newsom with 4 catches for 109 yards and 1 TD. Oliver Parker with 1 catch in the first half for 15 yards. Jameer Riley 3 catches in the first half for 17 yards. Trail Riley with 3 catches, 55 yards in the first half. Gabe East 1 catch for 41 yards and a touchdown. Cameron Traylor 1 catch for 7 yards. And Trace Olden 1 catch for -4 yards in the first half. Joby was 13 out of 17 for 233 yards. Russ Bashir was 1 out of 1 in the first half for 7 yards. Total offense for the Tigers in the first half, coming 65 yards on the ground, 240 yards through the air, total of 305 yards for the Tigers. Looking at Fort Campbell in the air tonight, 1 out of 6 with 2 interceptions for a net passing attack of 6 yards. In the running department, they had 55 yards on 20 carries, and a big part of that was on a 20-yard run late in the second quarter, and then they opened the game with basically 28 yards on the first 3 carries. So we take those 4 carries away from Fort Campbell. They're at 0 yards for the night, and that's basically what we've seen. We've seen a bunch of punts from Fort Campbell. And Fort Campbell has had the 2 interceptions and a fumble. They've turned it over 3 times. Caldwell County has yet to turn it over, and that's the story of the ball game. Dennis, 48-0. And you're right. I better get a bunch more paper ready here because we're going to see a bunch more numbers,
especially for the blue ink pen tonight. As Caldwell County really tacking the points on. Bob, when in doubt about anything sports, you always go to Twitter. So an update on that run by Russ Bashir, officially a 9-yard run. To put Russ Bashir in right before halftime. Probably not hardly a second left on the clock. As Caldwell County able to get the snap off and put that extra touchdown up to take the lead at 48-0. A couple of other things I want to add on. Again, according to Twitter, Caldwell County's Hunter Van Hoosier is 8 tackles away from the school's career mark. So he's halfway where he needs to be, where he started the night. I don't know how much he'll be in the second half. We may not see that record broken tonight. It may be in 2 weeks against Mayfield, but needs 8 tackles to break the record. And one scoring update from just up the road, just up 139. Trigg County drives inside the 15-yard line 3 times, comes up empty each time as Hopkins Central leads Trigg County in somewhat of an upset, 14-6 at halftime. So a big night here for the Tigers. One of the records or stats that will be set tonight, Coach Barnes will get his 100th win as the head coach of Caldwell County.
And that's a real mark, and that's through and due to some great teams that have come through Caldwell County in the last 10 years. And up until last year, Dennis, as I remember, we were averaging over 10 wins a season for about 4 seasons in a row, and quite possibly we're going to get back there this year. We hopefully will come out of this game, and I don't see any way we can lose it, with an 8-1 record going into the Mayfield game.
And a couple of other records that look to stay intact tonight is the district winning streak. That's 23 games coming in. That looks to easily go to 24. And this season, after that opening season loss to Christian County, this will be number 8 in a row unless something just phenomenal happens in the second half as Caldwell County leads this one by a score of 48-0. We're showing about 1:22 left on the clock before they kick this one off. I think Joby Jagger's night is done. We'll see a lot of Russ Bashir in the second half. A kid that's really, we've called his name a lot here in this ball game, a young fellow named Max Ashley that's really made some great plays tonight. Ashley is a 5'9" sophomore coming up with 2 of those 3 turnovers that Fort Campbell had in that first half. So good job by Ashley. And I'm sure that's not the last sophomore or freshman name we'll be talking about tonight.
We will see a steady dose of freshmen and sophomores. This will turn into another JV game for these kids. I would think our starters are done for the night. And with a running clock to start the second half, Fort Campbell, having deferred at the beginning of the game, will get the kickoff. And probably against our reserves, you might see some sort of an attack that they can mount and get this clock hopefully down to 0 quickly. So, but I'm sure the Tigers, the coaching staff, well pleased with what these young men have done out here so far tonight.
I think so, because I think in the back of the coaching staff's mind, you get into fall break week, and we didn't mention this much during the pregame show, but it kind of throws your routine off. And you're bringing these kids in after not having to be up early at school, doing whatever during the day, may have been sleeping late, may have got together with friends doing other things. So kind of throws the routine off. I think he is going to be pleased, and I think that'll come into play on your show tomorrow morning on Saturday Morning Quarterback with him, because the Tigers have been basically mistake-free, penalty-free by and large tonight, except for maybe jumped on offense a time or two.
It's a lot different than what we saw last Friday night, for sure.
That game last week, I think the Trigg County announcer had 31 penalties. I think Todd had recorded somewhere around 27. But that game last week, you couldn't go 3 or 4 plays without a penalty, and there was no rhythm at all to that ball game.
You look at the when the game ended at 9:30, it felt like it was 12:30.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just a game that would not end.
It was gruesome to watch, and at times you had to look up and realize Caldwell County at one point, we looked up maybe as halftime, Caldwell County was leading that one 20-0, and you're kind of scratching your head saying, well, when did they put 20 points up? Because that thing was just not the prettiest one to watch, but it's a win in that win column, just like tonight will be for the Tigers. Officials are back out on the field. Tigers are huddling at one end. They did put a little bit of time back on the clock, so 2:15 left. And Bob, again, I want to mention broadcast schedule next week. I think we are going to go with Caldwell County Lady Tigers soccer next week. They play on Tuesday night at Madisonville. I think that's a 5:30 contest, so we'll go on right after the local news on Tuesday night as they get underway in the regional tournament. The first team they'll face is Hopkinsville. If they were to advance there, I think the winner of Trigg and Webster County awaits them. And then you'll have to see who comes out of the bracket should you make it to the championship game. Most people figure it's going to be Henderson County, but you've got UHA having a strong season also. So that's the broadcast schedule next week, up to 3 games for the Lady Tigers. Of course, no football next Friday night as we have a bye week, and we'll be back in 2 weeks from tonight against Mayfield. And, Bob, that's another thing. We may have some time to talk about it here in the second half with this clock like this, but KHSAA passed a rule this week that allowed an extra scrimmage if a team so chooses basically not to have a bye week. The way I understand it, you can, if your season starts later than week 0, you're eligible to put a bye week in week 0 and in one before. So I'll be curious to see whether Coach Barnes schedules 2 scrimmages and bypasses the bye week or likes that bye week late in the season to get ready for playoffs, get some people healthy.
That's an interesting concept. I had not picked up on that in the paper or on the radio, television, Channel 6, so on and so forth. So, yeah, we'll see how that unfolds. And to give your voice a little bit of rest, Dennis, before we get back into the game, let me go over again. We're really appreciative of our sponsors for 2017. The pregame sponsors, McGregor Group Heating and Air, the Tiger Group that we designate them as Echo Charlie's, Caldwell Medical Center, Farmers Bank, Community Medical Center, McDonald's, First Southern National Bank, Princeton Electric Plant Board, Fredonia Valley Bank, Pennyroyal Electric, Planters Bank, Trice Hughes, the gold sponsors, Fortner Gas, KFC, A&W, Princeton Drug Company, Sandra's Gathering, the Woodall Agency, the McGregor Group Heating and Air, and the blue sponsors, Bella Marie, Black Patch Grill, Capital Cinemas, Computer Consulting Services, HLS Health and Wellness, Treasures Remember Floors, Kay's Kitchen, Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Taco John's, Little Caesars, Cozy Living, Gold and Diamond Outlet, Adams Breezy Hill Farms, Affordable Used Furniture, Jeff Russo, Attorney at Law, Tin Roof, and the Cat Stand. Take us through into the second half. Tiger Sportscaster Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Caldwell County kicks off. Fort Campbell receives it at about the 10-yard line, and they'll have a nice return on this one as they'll break the 30 and get it out to about the 33-yard line, where the Falcons will take over 1st and 10, trailing this one 48-0. Big night for Joby Jaggers, and he's adding to some great totals. We really didn't know we came into the season, didn't know what to expect out of Joby. A little bit of a struggle as expected against Christian County, but still a winnable game for the most part that night. Since then, it's just been a steady progression of improvement.
Just the whole team has really, really improved.
And I think they're going to go back Abdel Howard under center. They're going to try this wishbone set that they had a little success with earlier, or not Howard. It is Julian Roberts at quarterback, hands off, and a big gain for Fort Campbell as they get into Caldwell County territory. And I'm going to have to get my roster out because a lot of new Tigers into the ball game now for Caldwell County. And Bob, you throw in any you want to. Look like Luke Stallins in there. It looked like number 75, I thought I saw. So we'll pick up on some of these. Fort Campbell comes up in the wishbone set. Roberts hands off to the tailback. He's across the 45 to 40. Goes down the sideline, still on his feet across the 30. Finally, he's going to be tackled inside the 20-yard line. And never did go down. The officials blew the whistle, and they'll stop the play. But a good run by Fort Campbell. Was that number 4? Maybe Buchanan.
Fort Campbell on their first 2 plays with a 17-yard run and a 29-yard run. And that's what we expect to see here in the second half for Fort Campbell not putting their second unit in at all.
Roberts has it spotted at the 18. He takes the handoff, handed up to the right side. They get up across the 10. May have gotten down as far as the 9-yard line on the run. Of course, the running clock here in the second half, we are already down to 9.5 to go in the third quarter. Coming off for Caldwell County, looked like number 78, Cole Fralick. Fort Campbell in the huddle. And an unsportsmanlike flag from the huddle. I don't think I've ever seen that before. They called that one while the team was in the huddle. Now the coaching staff for Fort Campbell out on the field. Unsportsmanlike flag thrown on Fort Campbell while they were in a huddle. So it absolutely had to be something of the verbal category on that one, Bob. Unless they were fighting amongst themselves.
I've never seen that either.
And it's going to be, they had a good opportunity. They had 2nd down and 2 just inside the Caldwell County 10-yard line. Coaching staff still on the field talking to the official. Fort Campbell's coach very unhappy about something. But last week we saw a chain gang member ejected from the ball game. This week, a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct flag thrown on a team in the huddle.
Yeah, what we're seeing now are the 2 officials getting together because they have to write these players' names down. If you get 2 in a game, you're disqualified. And I think it carries over into the next game, possibly a suspension. So this is a penalty, 15 yards.
Spotted back at the 25-yard line. And it's unsportsmanlike against Fort Campbell. That's about all the explanation we have. And when you start talking about Fort Campbell, they have a game next week while we're off. They play Paducah Tillman next week.
Going to be 2nd and 16 for Fort Campbell.
Roberts under center, Paxett in that wishbone. He hands off to the deep back. That's number 4, Buchanan. I think is number 4, and it is Buchanan. Denoris Buchanan, a 5'10", 200-pound senior for Fort Campbell. 3rd down and long now for the Falcons, just inside the 25 to the 24-yard line.
1 yard run on that play. Brings up 3rd and 15 for the Falcons.
Clock down to 8:20 left in the third quarter. Caldwell leads this one 48-0. Handoff is to number 7. He's going to take it to the far sideline. Gets enough for the first down before he's pushed out of bounds just shy of the goal line. That was number 7, Dayton Keeling. And Caldwell County's got a player down back at the 23-yard line. We'll see if we can pick the number up on that one.
And there's a flag over on the other side of the field by about the 10-yard line.
You're right. Yeah, about the 10. The referees getting together on the far sideline. Caldwell County can really ill afford another injury.
I think it's a hold against Fort Campbell the way it looks.
We haven't mentioned it much tonight, but a couple players nursing some injuries, most of all Dylan Kavanaugh. And we regret to report that he'll be out for the rest of the season. From our understanding, an ACL tear for Kavanaugh, and that'll end his season this year.
And we're unable to see who the young man is that is down, but there's movement. It looks like a leg. I'm not real sure. Now he's setting up.
And let's see if, when he stands, if we can get his number. And can you pick that up? I'm having, Ty, can you tell that number?
Is it 30? 20. Kyrese White. And that's
Tyrese White's a 5'8", 148-pound junior being helped off the field. Not putting a lot of weight on that right leg. And the penalty, I think they said, did I hear him say holding, Bob? It's marked back at the 22-yard line.
The runner picked up 15 yards, and that was, or picked up 10. That was taken away by the 10-yard penalty. So they still have it 3rd and 15.
So they'll get this all situated. Clock stopped momentarily at 7:49. Now the referee sends it back into motion. Fort Campbell comes back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to stay in this wishbone where they had some success in the first half. They've gone back to it in the second against mostly reserves for Caldwell County. Handoff is across the right-hand side, still churning. Lowers his head, hit and pushed out of bounds. Looks like inside the 5-yard line. And let's see where they'll spot this one, Bob.
It looks like about the 8?
Yeah, I think it was. I thought he got down inside the 5 when he lowered his head. They're going to mark it at the 8-yard line. So, well, they flicked it over to first down on the far side. So, first and goal now from the 8 for the Falcons. Still in that wishbone set. One receiver split to the right side or to the left side. Fort Campbell lowers their head, gets up near the goal line, and they break the shutout as Fort Campbell gets in the end zone. Number 24 for Fort Campbell. And that's Ja'Cory Brown, a junior for the Falcons. Shutout gone for Caldwell County, 48-6. And it looks like they're going to go, or did he get in? I thought they signaled him in. Nothing on the board for a score yet.
I think the scoreboard operator, yeah.
2-point conversion's coming up. It was a score, and he's going to get in the near side, so the 2-point conversion is good. 6:44 left in the third quarter. And the referee's getting together at the end of the field to record that one. 48-8 now. Hey, I'm a little confused, Bob. Nothing going up on the scoreboard for the Falcons. So I wanted to make sure he did get in, but
I wonder if
little technical difficulty down there according to Ty. So 48-8, Caldwell County leads this one, still comfortably in control of this one. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, Bob will have Coach Barnes for the Saturday morning quarterback. We'll be able to talk about this game. And Coach Barnes is going to have a couple of weeks off to get ready for Mayfield. And then the playoffs set to begin here at Tiger Stadium the first Friday night in November. Projected first-round pairings include Caldwell County playing Adair County, but Adair County and Hart County kind of neck and neck for the bottom of that district. I'm not sure if they have played each other yet this year, but neither team has a win in the district. Hart County coming into tonight 1-6 on the season. Adair County, the lowest-ranked team in the region, at 1-7. So one of those two will be the opponent for Caldwell County in the first round coming up in 3 weeks. Fort Campbell set to kick off. Let's see who Caldwell County is going to drop back. A couple of kids back at the 20. Kick's going to go between them both. It'll bound into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Pretty good kick by the kid to put that one in the end zone. Almost caused Caldwell County a little bit of trouble as it looked like it was going to stop maybe a yard outside. And Caldwell County really didn't have anybody back that far to pick it up.
And I've got my list out here, Dennis, so we'll start trying to pick up numbers like you say. We almost for sure Russ Bashir will be at quarterback.
Let's see, looks like number 7, Jamarius Blaine, is going to be out there as sophomore for Caldwell County.
And Jamarius had something in the neighborhood of 90-yard touchdown pass reception the other night in the JV game in Trigg County.
Travion Samuel will go to the backfield for the Tigers also.
And Russ Bashir is at quarterback.
Bashir has Samuel with him. 2 receivers on each side for Bashir. Snap is back. He's going to hand it off to Samuel. Bounces off a tackle and gets back up to about the line of scrimmage. They may spot him a half-a-yard loss on the play. Clock running with 5:35 left in the third quarter. Caldwell County leading this one 48-8. 34 points in that second quarter really blew this one open. Samuel in the backfield with Bashir. Number 7 to the far sideline, Jamarius Blaine. Snap is back. Bashir is going to come this way to number 11. It's complete at the 15 and back up to the 20. Number 11 is Trace Olden, a 5'6" junior for Caldwell County. And the ball is going to be spotted back at the 20-yard line. Or we could give him, Bob can give him the 21-yard line on that one. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Tigers. Holden on the far side. Going into motion is number 85, and that's Clayton Wofford, freshman for Caldwell County. It's going to be a 3-receiver set to the left-hand side of Bashir.
And we're waiting. Well, the play clock's not even running.
Handoff goes to Samuel. He's up across the 20, but maybe picks up a yard or 2, and that's about it. It'll bring up 4th down for Caldwell County.
Mark it at the...
Let's see, he's going to put it down. We'll call it the 23-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and 7 for the Tigers. Let's see if the Tigers look like they're going to attempt to go for it, or they're going to drop Bashir back for the punt. Looked like they were going to keep the offense on the field for just a minute, but Bashir has gone back now, and he'll make contact with this one just shy of his own 15-yard line. Play clock has ticked down to 1, and Caldwell County is going to have to burn a timeout to keep the play clock from going out. So I think we're having a little difficulties with the electric equipment down here as far as the scoreboard and the play clock. I think that one kind of caught the Tigers off guard a little bit.
Well, obviously we get 3 timeouts in the second half. We might as well not back us up any further. Yeah. So let's and there's no reason to save them.
When you're up 48-8, I don't think it's going to cost you late in the game, or shouldn't.
And with Fort Campbell having 1 series of play, Caldwell County in its first series of the second half, we're already down to 3 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And as soon as this punt goes off, it'll continue to run even as the teams leave the field and offense and new defense teams come onto the field.
Well, we're going to check real quick. Let's see, Caldwell County's volleyball team beats Ballard Memorial 25-20 and 25-10 in Hopkinsville. Lady Tigers now 22-8 on the season. You talked about the volleyball team earlier in the broadcast. Team's back on the field. Nice punt by Bashir is going to drive Fort Campbell back. Good bounce for Caldwell County, still rolling. It's going to be all the way down to the Fort Campbell 25-yard line. He made contact at about the 15 with that one.
And officially, it was marked at the 23, so 27 and 25, a 52-yard punt that time for Russ Bashir.
He kind of put it in no man's land in between the 2 kids that Fort Campbell dropped back. They both looked at each other, watched it bounce, took a big Caldwell County bounce, and it'll be marked at the Fort Campbell 25-yard line. Clock still ticking with the running clock. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And Fort Campbell's going to stick with that wishbone set. Roberts with the handoff. They really like that, their right side, Caldwell County's left defensively. It looks like enough for a first down as he's taken down just shy of the, or just across the 35-yard line to about the 37. It's enough for a first down for Fort Campbell. Number 52 comes on for Caldwell County.
Yeah.
And 52 is not listed.
We don't have a 52.
I think he's fooled us on that a couple of times this year when it's got into this section of the ball game where it's a blowout. Run by Fort Campbell. And they're going to get up right to the 45-yard line on the carry. Coming off the field, number 70 for Caldwell County. That's Adam Goodacre. Also number 54 trying to hustle off. That is Nick O'Brien. Handoff to Fort Campbell. Looks like enough for a first down as they get across midfield into Caldwell territory at the Caldwell County 47-yard line. So another first down for the Falcons as we're down to about a minute and a half left in the third quarter. Caldwell County will see their record go to 8-1 overall. Handoff to number 7. He's got some room on the far side. Up across the 40. Number 7 is Dayton Keeling. Good sized kid, 5'10", 172. He's a senior. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line. Second and very short for Fort Campbell. 19 seconds on the play clock, just under a minute left in the third. Bob, looks like we're going to have a lot of listeners or maybe watchers as the stand's starting to thin here at Tiger Stadium. Roberts on the keeper. He turns it up the field at the 35. He's down to the 30. He's got some room down to the 20. And they're going to pull the pile down just inside the 15-yard line. Looks like the referee's going to spot him at the 14-yard line. Roberts able to use the blockers in front of him. Very patient on that run as the blockers got him some room. And the ball inside the 15 to the 14 with 20 seconds left in the quarter. Roberts under center with the wishbone, one receiver each way. Pitch out is to the right side. Brings it, comes across the left. Buchanan on the carry. And forward progress is going to spot him at about the, what do you think, Bob, the 6-yard line? They've been very favorable with these spots tonight. We'll call it the 7-yard line as the clock runs out on the third quarter. So after 3 quarters, it's Caldwell County 48, Fort Campbell 8. We'll be back for fourth quarter action in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
Great folks to Woodall Agency in Princeton. We have served the small business owners of this area for over 100 years. Do you have trouble understanding liability or workers' comp insurance? Are your insurance premiums spiraling out of control? Whether you're a furniture store on Main Street, a plumber or electrician, or a locally owned bank or car dealer, we have a policy for you. We are the business insurance experts. Give me a call at 365-5541. You'll be glad you did.
We are back to Tiger Stadium. Just about to start the fourth quarter here. Caldwell County leading this one 48-8. This one basically over early in the second quarter as Caldwell County led going into the second quarter 14-0, but a big 34-point outburst in the second wrapped this one up for the Tigers early as we've had a running clock since, what was it, Bob, about 6 minutes left in the 5 or 6 minutes left in the
second quarter.
The second quarter. A lot of faithful still on hands, but plenty of seats available for the fourth quarters. Fort Campbell takes it. The handoff goes right up the middle out of that wishbone down to the 1-yard line for Fort Campbell. They'll line back up in that wishbone set. Handoff to the up back, and he gets in. Touchdown Fort Campbell with 11:35 left in the ball game. Brown with the touchdown as Fort Campbell As
did you get that number for the Fort Campbell kid?
I think it was Brown, is what they said.
Ja'Cory
Brown, number 24. Like that, they said that's his second score of the night. Hard to pick up those numbers for Fort Campbell. They're going to go for two. They'll leave that wishbone set in. Roberts is going to keep it, turn up the field, lowers his head, goes right across the goal line, and the conversion is good. So with 11:34 left in the ballgame now, Caldwell County leads this one 48-16. But all of Fort Campbell's success coming against basically the JV squad, or maybe even a little bit deeper, Bob.
I think it goes a little bit deeper because some of the kids that have been seeing a lot of varsity action at the freshman, sophomore level are on the bench as well.
Number 50, John Paradis, a freshman. Let's see, number 11, of course, we've called his name. He's having a good game tonight, Trace Olden. Number 88, Max Kramer, a freshman for Caldwell County, seeing some action tonight. Let's see, number 85 for Caldwell County, Clayton Wofford, another freshman. 55 and 81. Let's see, do we have an 81? I don't remember seeing an 81 on the roster. Number 55 in the ball game. No 55 on mine. Do you have a 55 on yours?
Samuel Toish.
Okay. And Dalton Haney, a freshman, number 61 in the ball game.
This is basically the JV kids. Samuel Toish, 5'7", 185, freshman.
31, Jaden Tao, a freshman, also in the ball game for the Tigers.
Dalton Haney, a 5'9", 185, lined up on this kickoff return, as well as number 31, Jaden Tao, as you mentioned.
Jamarius Blaine, one of the two Tigers deep. Caldwell County expecting the onside kick as they put all but two up, but they're all up close. We'll see if Fort Campbell kicks it away. And they do. It's going to be a short kick, fielded by Blaine at the 25. He's across the 30, trying to pick his way. He's going to get hit and rushed back. Let's see where they'll spot him. Jamarius Blaine on the return brings it back to the 30-yard line. That's where Russ Bashir will come out with the offense to take over. Under 11 minutes now to play in this ball game as Caldwell has this one in hand, 48-16. As the coaching staff's giving the offense a little instruction right now. And Caldwell County penalized on the return for a hold. So they'll mark this one back to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, start the clock. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, we like to keep that thing rolling along tonight. Number 77 also in the ball game. Have we called his number
yet? That's
yet?
Noah McGowan.
Noah McGowan.
Who's had some pretty important spots to fill this year.
And Caldwell County on the field now for the offense. Bashir getting his guys set. Quick pass in and out of the hands of number 7, Jamarius Blaine. So second down and 10 for Caldwell County. They'll send 3 receivers to the far side. Jamarius Blaine alone on the left side.
And that's one good thing about an incomplete pass. It does not stop the clock, Dennis.
Travion Samuel in the backfield with Bashir.
And we're waiting as long as we can.
Handoff is to Travion. He's going to be thrown for a loss. He tried to take that one outside. Picked up very quickly by Fort Campbell. He'll be thrown down around the neighborhood of his 15-yard line. And let's see if they mark it.
We'll give him the
We'll call it to 16. Yeah, it'll be a loss on the play back to the 16. 3rd and 14 for Caldwell County as we get under 9 minutes to go. Caldwell County's watching that play clock. They're going to let it tick down as far as they can on these plays. 2 receivers are going to go each side for the Tigers. Number 50, I don't have a 58 or a 56.
Neither do I.
Okay. Pass is complete to the far sideline at the 15. Up to the 20. I think it's Trace Olden, number 11. Gets it back up to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a yard more.
We're going to mark it at the 20.
Mark at the 22-yard line. Let's give him the 23. We'll help his stats out a little bit. 4th down for Caldwell County. Bashir is going to drop back for the punt. Still 23 seconds left on the play clock. This one rolling down to 8 minutes left in the ball game. As we said, Caldwell County leads this one 48-16, but all of Fort Campbell's points against reserves are a little bit deeper. Mostly a lot of freshman kids in the ball game for Caldwell County defensively. Snap is back. Fort Campbell brings some pressure. Kick is up. Good kick by Bashir. It's going to bounce at the 50, back into the 45 to the 44-yard line. Bashir had a lot of contact, or at least a lot of people back there with him. No flag on the play, but I think it's one of those situations where maybe if he had taken the flop, there was enough people back there in the vicinity, it could have drawn a foul. But Fort Campbell will come out. They'll take over. Just over 7 minutes left to go at their own 44-yard line. Jamarius Blaine will come off of the field for the Tigers. Let's see, number 17, if we called 17, Riley Orange, a freshman. Handoff is across the right side. Good tackle. Let's see if we can pick that number up. Number 31 for Caldwell County made a great tackle. That's Jaden Towle, a 6-foot freshman for Caldwell County. Number 14 also in the ball game, Isaiah Treadwell for the Tigers. The
mark it at the 40.
Ball is marked at the 48-yard line.
Gain of 4 yards on the play.
2nd and 6 for the Falcons. Back to the Wishbone offense. Roberts with the handoff. They're going to try the left side this time. He's up across 50 to 40. He's got some room. Breaks free, breaks through the line at the 20, the 10, the 5, and touchdown Fort Campbell. That's Buchanan. Number 4 rather. Denoris Buchanan, the big senior. And Fort Campbell's going to make this score look a lot more respectable than the actual score would have been had the starters been in for both sides. As Hill scored I think there was about 6 minutes to go in the ball game as Buchanan went across the line for the touchdown. They're going to go for 2, of course. Trailing this one now 48-28, or 48-22 rather. And you've got Fort Campbell coming with 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Buchanan in the backfield with Roberts. The handoff is to Buchanan. He's going to walk right in, untouched. 2-point conversion is good. So with 5:18 left in the ball game, it's Caldwell County 48 and Fort Campbell 24. Both teams will come to the sideline and talk this one over. Still trying to pick up some of these numbers for those that are listening. Want to know when their youngsters are getting in the ball game, doing the very best we can to get some of these kids in. We've got to track down number 55 and 52 sometime, though. Did you have, let me see your roster real quick, please. 55, Samuel Toich. I'm going to have to put that on my roster. Samuel Toich in the ball game for the Tigers. 61, Dalton Haney, another freshman. Very young group of guys on the field right now for the Tigers, as we're down to about 4 1/4 left in this ball game. Number 80 back for Caldwell County. That is Cameron Traylor. He'll be back with Jamarius Blaine. And Fort Campbell will kick this one off from the 40.
And we're now ticked down to under 4 minutes. Clock continues to run.
Stay tuned after the ball game. We'll have the Taco John's post-game report. Bob will have all of the game stats, and we'll look ahead to 2 weeks from now. And it's going to be received by Jamarius Blaine, but off balance as he took it right on the sideline. He's going to go out of bounds. And Caldwell County will take over at their own 12-yard line. If he'd kept his feet, he could have turned around and picked it back up maybe to the 20, the 25 area, but not much there. That's one that he'll learn a little bit on, and that's what this time of the game is for some of these players to get some actual game time for Campbell, keeping a lot of their starters on the field.
I'd say keeping all their starters on the field. I don't see any
no really clean white jerseys out there at all. And the Tigers come out with the offense. Noah McGowan leads the line out for the Tigers.
Yeah, we're 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff is to Samuel. He's going to try the middle, lowers his head. Nice run by Samuel. Barrels up to just past the 15. We'll give him the 16 on the carry. But a good, tough, hard-nosed run by Travion Samuel.
And one person we haven't seen tonight is Seth Slayton. I'll have to ask Coach Barnes tomorrow whether he got himself into trouble or not.
I don't see a 28 on the sideline or on the field. 2 receivers each way for the Tigers. And Bashir's going to fake the handoff. He'll keep it, go to the right side, lowers his head, tries to get up close to the 20 and driven back. We'll see the forward progress takes him to the 18-yard line. As we are under 2 minutes to play here, 48-24 Caldwell County, 1:50 left in the ball game. Exciting night here at Caldwell County as Coach Barnes will pick up his 100th win as Tiger head coach. Couple of winning streaks intact, 24 in a row now for Caldwell County as far as district wins, and 8 wins in a row this season. Bashir watching the play clock. Now he takes a snap, drops back. Pass is to Jamarius Blaine. He's complete. He's across the 30. He's got some room. He's across the 50, and he's going to go all the way. Good run by Blaine after the catch. Touchdown, Caldwell County. A nice little out pattern from Bashir to Blaine.
That play covers 82 yards.
Caldwell County extends the lead out to 30 pending the extra point as we are under a minute to play. And that was a good run after the catch, Bob. He had to break a couple of tackles back near the line of scrimmage. It wasn't a long pass, but after he got through that, he showed some real speed down that sideline as he took it to the house, and Caldwell County now leads 54-24. Looks like they're going to keep the offense on and go for 2. There's 10 seconds on the play clock, 20 on the game clock. And we'll see what they do on this one. They may let it run down to 10, and there's the delay of game against Caldwell County with 10 seconds left. And a little discussion on whether to stop it. I mean, it's academic at this point. I don't think either team is going to be mad if you go ahead and take the last 5 seconds off of this one. But they wind the clock, and they'll let this one go. Caldwell County is going to win this one. The final score here from Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County beats Fort Campbell 54-24. We'll be back to wrap this one up and look ahead at the game coming up against Mayfield, also the broadcast schedule for next week. All of that coming up in 3 minutes. We'll be back. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
Fall is in there, and I am loving it. Hi, this is Pam Havelock, new owner of Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. We are so thankful and excited over the response to the store. We offer furniture, mattresses, accessories, gifts along with a bridal and baby registry. We also have a boutique. All our clothes are $40 or less. We offer financing and have a 90-day layaway plan. The mascot of the store is our golden doodle, Jake. He has his own corner where we offer monogram bandanas and all-natural dog treats by Cotton Cafe. And just for your information, Jake rules the store. Come and see us at Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located at 235 Northfield Drive in Princeton, right next to the bowling alley. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, everything a home should be.
At Little Caesars, we are very pleased to announce our newest addition to our already wonderful lineup of pizzas, cheese stuffed crust. That's right, you can now add cheese to the crust of your favorite hand-tossed or deep-deep dish pizza. It's so yummy, yummy! Make that pizza or any of our other delicious pizzas a meal with our new Little Caesars Make It a Meal deal. For a discounted price, you can add on one of our 3 Make It a Meal deals to your pizza order. All meals include a 2-liter with your choice of Italian cheese bread, crazy bread, or wings. We want to be your go-to pizza place. Let us know how we are doing and what your favorite menu items are. Join our Facebook group, T-Town Little Caesars, to see our specials and enter for our giveaway. Little Caesars is very involved in the community and would love to serve you. If you belong to a church organization and need delivery for a gathering or church event, call us at 270-365-3311 to order.
Pizza, pizza.
The 2018s are here. All 2017s have to go. Every brand we carry, every Chevrolet, GMC, Buick, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram truck has been marked down. 0% financing for 72 months or up to $10,000 off some models. Come by, try shoes, or call 270-365-5522. You can also shop at tryshoes.com. Why haven't you given Trice a try? It's easy. Call today, 270-365-5522, or stop by for a great deal today. Give Trice a try.
Colonel Sanders from KFC here to talk about the good old days. Well, the good old days are still here in chicken form. Specifically, in KFC's original recipe fried chicken with 11 herbs and spices. Our delicious chicken is still hand-breaded and pressure fried just like it was then. Get your fill with 2 pieces of my original recipe in a $5 fill-up with mashed potatoes, a biscuit, a cookie, and a drink at a KFC near you. KFC, it's still finger-licking good. At participating KFCs, prices may vary. Tax extra.
This is Fred Foltz at the Woodall Agency in Princeton. We have served the small business owners of this area for over 100 years. Do you have trouble understanding liability or workers' comp insurance? Are your insurance premiums spiraling out of control? Whether you're a furniture store on Main Street, a plumber or electrician, or a locally owned bank or car dealer, we have a policy for you. We are the business insurance experts. Give me a call at 365-5541. We'll be glad you did.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. The final here, Caldwell County 54 and Fort Campbell 24. This one never really in doubt. Caldwell County came out tonight, looked sharp from the outset. Bob Hayes will have all of the stats coming your way here shortly. This is the Taco John's of Princeton post-game show. Taco John's of Princeton has a promotion going on for Taco Tuesday, a famous Taco Tuesday going on at Taco John's. You can get an 89-cent hard shell or a 99-cent soft shell. So stop by the location on Highway 62 West. Catch a deal all the time at Taco John's. That's 89-cent soft shells or hard shells and 99-cent soft shells at Taco John's. We appreciate those guys bringing the post-game show through the hopefully the rest of the season all the way up to the state semifinals, because they sponsor our home game post-game shows, and we are set to stay here at Tiger Stadium for several weeks should we keep in the win column, as the Tigers will be off next week in a bye week, and then they'll come back against Mayfield, on the last Friday night of October. November, the playoffs start. Caldwell County will be at home. They are predicting against Adair County. It'll either be Adair or Hart County in that first-round matchup for Caldwell County, but we'll be at home. Should we win 4 games and make it to the semifinals, they'll all be here at Tiger Stadium, and the semifinals and finals, of course, this year at Kroger Field at Lexington, formerly known as Commonwealth Stadium, where the Wildcats play, but some people call it the grocery bag now. I think it's been referred to, and some other choice names, but a trip to Lexington would be nice that first week of December. That's the plan for the Tigers as they get a couple of weeks off to get set for Mayfield, maybe get some players healthy, get some of these ankle injuries healed up, back injuries straightened out, and come back healthy against Mayfield coming up to end the regular season. Bob's going to have all the stats coming up. Again, Caldwell County wins this one here 54-24. We had the Hall of Fame class inducted, the Football Hall of Fame at halftime here tonight. Going into this year's class was Ken Barrett, Mark Barnes, Stan Hudson, Ken Argo, Andy Davis, Bradley Stallins, Kelly Tinsley, and Todd Griffin. So congratulations to those guys being inducted into the Hall of Fame here tonight at Tiger Stadium. And our buddy Stan Hudson tried to make it a dual induction tonight, went ahead and put the grandbaby Knox in a few years early. So congratulations to Knox Hudson for his showing tonight here at Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County leaving the field now after a big win. 100 wins as a head coach at Caldwell County for Coach David Barnes. So we congratulate him on that accomplishment. Also, the winning streaks we talked about in the pregame still alive, as the Tigers have won their 24th straight district game tonight, and they ran this season's winning streak up to 8. They now stand at 8-1 on the season, with a chance to go to 9-1 on a season. The predictors before the season said at best Caldwell was looking at 6-4 on the year. So they've really come together, proving those guys wrong, as they've taken that offense to places I don't think a lot of people saw coming this year early on, especially starting 5 new linemen and a new quarterback. But they really gelled as the season progressed. They've learned their plays. The routes have been great. So a good job by that offense. One thing we were watching for tonight, a close game, we may have seen it happen. Hunter Van Hoosier looking to break the Caldwell County tackle record. He's going to finish 8 tackles short, according to stats tonight. He'll try to pick that up here in a couple of weeks against Mayfield. But Hunter not in the ball game at all during the second half, as Caldwell County led at halftime 48-0. Bob getting close on the stats. This one nowhere near as close as what that final score might even indicate. Even though it looks like a blowout at 30 points, it could have been. Caldwell County, if they had left the starters in tonight, Bob, probably could have rang up 90 to 100 points, but that's something you'll never see Coach Barnes do as a head coach here at Caldwell County.
And he definitely won't do that. And I'm ready to take over,
okay,
Dennis, on that.
Take it away, and we'll hear how good it was for the Tigers.
Let's recap the scoring in the second half. Fort Campbell gets on the board at the 6-minute 44-second mark on a Ja'Cory Brown 8-yard run. The 2-point conversion was good, and the score at that time was Caldwell County 48, Fort Campbell 8. Fort Campbell in the fourth quarter, another Ja'Cory Brown 1-yard run, another 2-point conversion was good, and that coming at the 11-minute 34-second mark in the fourth quarter. Caldwell County leads 48-16. Also in the fourth quarter, Fort Campbell again, Denoris Buchanan on a 52-yard run. The 2-point conversion was good with 5 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in the game. Caldwell County leads at that point 48-24. And with 42 seconds remaining in the game, Jamarius Blaine on a little flat pass from Russ Bashir catches it and goes 82 yards for a touchdown. There was no conversion as time ran out before the conversion could be attempted. That being your final score at that point was 54 Caldwell County, 24 Fort Campbell. Fort Campbell with 24 second half points, Caldwell County with 6 second half points. Caldwell County winning 54-24. And we'll look at Fort Campbell first here. In the second half, they do nothing in the air. The Fort Campbell quarterbacks tonight were 1 out of 6 with 2 interceptions for a total of 6 yards. In the second half, Fort Campbell picks up 200 yards on 15 carries. For the game, they had 55 yards on the ground in the first half, coupled with the 200 in the second half. They rushed for 255 yards on the ground, 35 carries to get that. A lot of big gainers in the second half, as you might well expect. So Fort Campbell finishes with 261 yards total offense tonight. For the Tigers getting a lot of people in the game, a lot of experience for some of these kids. In the rushing department tonight, Jameer Riley with 5 carries for 49 yards. Joby Jaggers 2 carries for 0. We're counting his the bad snap as a carry for him. That might be changed depending on how the papers look at that. Dylan Gray, 1 carry for 5 yards. Travion Samuel, 5 carries for 6 yards. Russ Bashir, 2 carries for 11 yards and a touchdown. And Dylan's 1 carry resulting in a touchdown for him. Through the air, Joby Jaggers tonight was 13 out of 17 for 233 yards. Russ Bashir, 4 out of 5, no interceptions tonight, for 90 yards. In the receiving department, Travis Houston with 4 catches for 109 yards and a touchdown. Oliver Parker, 1 catch for 15 yards. Jameer Riley, 3 catches for 17 yards. Trail Riley, 3 catches for 55 yards. Cameron Traylor, 1 catch for 7 yards. Gabe East, 1 catch for 41 yards and a touchdown. Trace Olden, 3 catches for 4 yards. Jamarius Blaine, 1 catch for 82 yards and a touchdown. The Tigers through the air tonight netted 323 yards, coupled with their 71 yards rushing. The Tigers finished the game tonight just barely short of 400 total yards on offense, finishing at 394 yards. And like you say, it was a quick game in the second half, Dennis, and a lot of stats blown out of proportion by our second and third teamers being in there against Fort Campbell's first team offense. So little stats get blown out a little bit, but still a really, really decisive victory for Caldwell County tonight.
Yeah, they really salted this one away for all intents and purposes in that second quarter. And I think if I heard your stats right, we scored a couple of touchdowns in the span of maybe, 25 seconds, 26 seconds. So that really closed the door for Fort Campbell tonight, as Caldwell County led this one 48-0 at halftime, end up with a 54-24 win. 100 wins for Coach Barnes. Congratulations on that, and you'll be able to talk to him tomorrow morning about this game on Saturday Morning Quarterback at 9 o'clock, so I hope everybody will tune in for that. We're off from football next week, but we have the chance to broadcast a lot of soccer should the boys or girls stay alive next week. Regional tournaments start. We have, from what I understand, both the boys and girls will play on Tuesday night, both against Hopkinsville. Caldwell boys at the Stadium of Champions. Caldwell girls will play at Madisonville North Hopkins. So as it stands now, we're going to come on the air with the girls game at 5:30 on Tuesday night. Should they win, I think they play the late game on Wednesday night, and then the championship game, should they make it that far, on Thursday night. So Lady Tigers with a chance to make a good run. Caldwell County plays Hopkinsville on Tuesday night also. So good luck to both squads as they enter regional play next week. And then we are off next Friday night. But Bob will come back in 2 weeks here to Tiger Stadium. Regular season finale against Mayfield, a highly ranked Mayfield team, although not as high as usual. If you can say ranked 4th or 5th in the state is a letdown, you know you've got a pretty good program if that's an off year, if you're ranked 4th or 5th in the state. But the Cardinals will come to town 2 weeks from tonight, and then 3 weeks from tonight, Caldwell County will start playoffs as they'll take on either Hart County or Adair County in the first round of the playoffs here at Tiger Stadium.
And that will be a really, really great test for the Tigers in 2 weeks with Mayfield. Get game experience in for their players, and I feel like Mayfield is down just a little bit this year, but still an excellent football team. And another possibility, they could become Class 2A champions again. Maybe 1 or 2 teams better in that class so far, but time will tell whether that comes to fruition or not. But it'll be a tough game, but it's great that it's here in the friendly confines of Tiger Stadium. And I look for us to be as sharp then as we were tonight.
Yeah, if we'd have kept the starters on tonight, there's no telling how many points they could have scored. Of course, Coach Barnes shows way too much sportsmanship to do something like that. You're listening to the Taco John's post-game show here on WPKY. Taco Tuesdays at Taco John's is where you can get an 89-cent hard shell and a 99-cent soft shell. That's Taco John's in Princeton on US 62 West, so go by there for Taco Tuesday and get those great tacos, both of them less than $1. You can't beat that. They're a great deal there, and throw in some potato lays, and you've got some good stuff going on at Taco John's.
And for $5, you can leave that place really full.
You could. A lot fuller than we need to be.
Yeah. Old men, we don't need those kind of calories, but oh man, it's sure good going.
It is. I love those things. Want to give another congratulations before we sign off tonight, Bob. I know I did look down and see Emma Talley in attendance tonight. We want to congratulate Emma on accomplishing something that I think is kind of understated around the area because people know her so well and know she's a great golfer. But she is going to be on the LPGA Tour next year after finishing second in that season-ending Symetra Tour tournament that moved her up to number 9 in the standings. Of course, the top 10 on the end-of-the-year Symetra Tour standings get cards to play in the LPGA. So a huge congratulations to Emma Talley for accomplishing what she set out 2 years ago. It was a dream of hers, and we couldn't be happier that she'll be playing on the LPGA next year.
What a impressive young person she is, and with immense talent, and we couldn't be happier. A little small town in western Kentucky puts a player on the LPGA Tour, and she can play.
And I think, of course, her skill stands out to everybody, but a thing that kind of sets Emma apart from a lot of professional athletes you see now is how grounded she is, how humble she is about where she came from in a small town to get to go and have the spotlight like this. Didn't get a big head or an ego after winning the women's amateur. So just a kid that has everything going right for her right now and handles things the right way. And we just are really proud of having Emma Talley be from this town and represent us like she does.
It is an honor and something that we don't take lightly for with what Emma has accomplished. But every chance she gets, she's back here at home. When you mentioned she's well grounded, that she is, and also her parents would not let her be any other way but well grounded. So really great work by her this past season on the Symetra Tour, and we look forward to seeing what she can do on the big tour next year.
And Bob, before we sign off, I want to make one correction. We'll check on the broadcast schedule, but I think the boys may play, according to Ty, on Monday night at 7:30 at the Stadium of Champions against Hopkinsville. So my apologies on the wrong time for the boys. They are playing on Monday night. The girls will play on Tuesday night at 5:30 at Madisonville. So I'm sure we'll have more information tomorrow morning on Saturday Morning Quarterback about the coverage for next week as the soccer teams go into regional play and the football team takes a bye week. That's going to do it for us again here from Tiger Stadium. This is the end of the Taco John's post-game report. Again, the final here from Tiger Stadium. It was Caldwell County 54 and Fort Campbell 24. So for Bob Hayes and Ty Englebright here at the station, for Darren Lewis, or here at the field, Darren Lewis back at the station, I'm Dennis Stevens. We'll see you next week with soccer and 2 weeks from tonight as the Tigers take on Mayfield. Good night, everybody.